Hello and welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. My name's TJ. Tonight we're playing some Legacy. It's going to be a great time. I've got all kinds of names down here and none of them are here at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and get their names out of here as we get ready. I'm feeling much better. I'm excited. The computer is up and running. We're going to be jamming in with that one. I'm going to be starting to play around with it a little bit. I've got an HDMI cable right here for the second monitor that I haven't set up yet. Cloudy Big Tiny, Atomic Taco, Scarlet Spud, Z, Magic, Geek Fortress, that's me, Gideon, Ninewalker, Mercury, Doro, USMNT. Welcome. It's great to have you. I'm so excited to be back, to see you again. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be fun. We're going to have 4 rounds of Legacy. We're going to have a blast with it, and I cannot wait. You know, the more you ask, the less likely it is. Just a heads up there, Mr. Atomic Tacos. Also, if, I'm fairly certain that he's playing High Tide, which means that the odds are, I don't know, 5%, 10%, something like that. We'll see. If he ends up against something interesting. If he ends up against Justin, I'm interested in that. I'm interested in High Tide versus Miracles, only because I know what the Miracles deck is bringing in, but I don't want to tell you. Tebin, it's good to see you. It was so cool to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I bet you've got matches for me.
I do.
Alright, tell me about them.
Peter is on the wall.
Tell me, so Peter's on the wall.
Yep.
And he's playing Magic, is that correct?
That's correct. He is playing Magic. This is
Okay.
not a Yu-Gi-Oh stream.
So he's on Shardless.
He is on Shardless.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about his opponent.
Ryan is on the other side.
Really? Ryan Coveragedale.
Coverage deal, that's correct.
And what is he?
He's on Grixis Delver.
Is he?
Yep.
Interesting. Interesting. And they're heading into game 1, of course.
That is correct.
And this is round 1 as well?
This is round 1 as well.
Just checking.
You know, you gotta You gotta lock down the details.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm told. I'm told that the Vexing Devils are in the details. Right. Oh man. Never mind on that. Rutro, howdy right back at you. I hope you're having a great time. Let's have a great time. Grixis Delver versus Shardless Bug. It should be interesting. Cascade seems like it'd be really good against Delver. But we'll see. We shall see. Abrupt Decay is also pretty good against it. Though, Wastelands might be interesting to watch. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how this matchup turns out. I'm hoping that it is interesting and exciting. It is a battle of Grixis versus Sultai. It is a battle of Peter versus Ryan. I mean, it's the best of everything. It's the best of everything. All worlds, both worlds, your worlds, my worlds. But let's head on down, let's have some fun, and let's watch some Legacy. I'll see you there. Click. Alright, so these players are setting up here. We've got Peter on the right rocking that Shardless Agent Art, which apparently I've set upside down. Joking, it's supposed to be that way. But I hope everyone's having a good night. How are you all doing? I hope it's amazing. Hopefully everyone had a good week. We're coming off of heading into the new year. Heading into the new year. That's exciting. Well, can't forget that. Happy New Year, everybody. I guess soon. Hope you're all doing something fun. Okay, so new year, new me. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want a new me just yet. So turn 1 Delver from Ryan. Good way to start it off. Looks like Peter's going to be fetching down to 19 to kick things off. If he is fetching now as opposed to later, this screams Deathrite Shaman to me. And a Deathrite Shaman would be pretty good. Wasteland. Wasteland seems like it'd be a pretty good point. I like the idea of the Gurmag Angler. The Gurmag Angler could end up being a pretty good point there. It will generally be bigger than a lot of what Peter is playing. In turn 1 Brainstorm. I love this. So he just needs to Brainstorm, apparently, and is deciding to get around any other possibilities. I guess he's still open to a Daze, which Ryan actually has in hand, but hasn't fired that one off yet. Waiting to fire that off when apparently he deems it more crucial. Thorfinn, I'm feeling so much better. So much. I hated not streaming on Wednesday, but it was probably for the best. And I'm feeling significantly better. And we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna have some fun. So a Brainstorm from Ryan himself. He's gonna dive back into the same thing. Maybe he's looking to have both the Brainstorm up and the ability, so maybe he's just looking to cast some future cards. I don't know. Ryan's hand doesn't seem like it has a ton of action, actually. I'm sorry to hear that, Tebin. Sorry to hear that, but I hope that you are having fun there. Wyoming is a state, and that's about all that I know about it. Yeah, I was. But thank you, Thorfinn. I do appreciate that. And to Doro, hello. Good to see you. Looks like we do have the Gurmag Angler, a Lightning Bolt for Ryan. Actually, most of these cards are pretty much what he's looking for. We might see him go for this. The big thing is that he doesn't quite have the Graveyard yet. He's going to draw the Lightning Bolt. Maybe look to fire that one off before he starts diving into that Gurmag Angler. He's also got a Force Will and a Daze. He might start trying to put some of that stuff in the graveyard. Maybe even go for a... looks like no green source from Peter. This is going to be a Daze here on the Baleful Strix. So this is actually going to get his graveyard up to 4. Looks like we've got a Force Will taking it down. Ryan doesn't want to fight. I think the biggest point of that was to get more cards into the graveyard. And he can even... I mean, Lightning Bolting it feels bad, but it's an option. And he'll be able to fire this one off. And then he can just start taking this hand apart. Not sure what he named, but it appears that he missed. I think that was a Toxic Deluge along with a Tarmogoyf. How close is this matchup? I suspect that Shardless Bug is favored. I suspect that, we heard that Washington is nice weather a lot, minus Seattle being raining constantly. Washington has beautiful weather. It's a beautiful place with mountains, with water, with, lots of forest, all that stuff. What it has a lot of is mild weather. So if you look, Florida technically has a higher rainfall, like a larger rainfall per year than Washington. The problem is that Washington's rainfall falls at a very, not almost constant, but it's throughout the year in small amounts, whereas Florida's will go all at once. We're going to cascade into Abrupt Decay, really good cascade from Peter here, from that Shardless Agent. So what you end up with is a state that is absolutely gorgeous, but you get really beautiful weather for about 3 months during the summer. The rest of it is what we would consider beautiful, but what most would consider overcast. John Hightide, it is going great. I'm feeling much better. Happy to be back. Looks like we're going to Cabal Therapy, take the Toxic Deluge, play out the Gurmag Angler. Raging Lantern, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. That's a beautiful wasteland. So it is. So it is. So the Gurmag Angler looking pretty nice right now, actually. How's the voice? Better. I might be a little bit restful with it, but I will get some hype. We've got another wasteland taking down a little bit of Ryan's mana base. He's been able to keep his mana base going. He's got the Tarmogoyf. Ryan is starting to fall behind here. Peter may be at 14 and the scoreboard is lying to you. Peter's really pulling ahead in this matchup. Having a 5-6 against this Gurmag Angler is really big. Ryan has got a couple of blue spells in hand. Looks to be a Force of Will, and I didn't quite see what that other one. It looked like a cantrip, but I couldn't say which one. But we shall see. The point being that right now Ryan doesn't have a whole lot of options for actually stopping this board state. Looks like it was a Gitaxian Probe. We're going to take a look at the 3 lands that Peter has. Probably going to wasteland Ryan again, actually. Could wasteland. It does, and Peter draws yet another land. Maybe he's not in quite the advantage that we suspected. If he's going to draw nothing but lands for the entirety of this game, it's going to get pretty rough. But does have the ability to, you could actually attack in with the Tarmogoyf. You then just block the block the Gurmag Angler with the Shardless Agent, then you can get in 10 damage and have Ryan down to 10? You're lost. How do both of these decks work? Grixis Delver is a tempo deck, so what it's trying to do is to play out one resilient threat, being either Gurmag Angler or Delver of Secrets, which is a 1-drop creature. Both of them are effectively 1-mana creatures. You play out some really efficient cards that can close out the game. Otherwise, what you end up doing is basically disabling your game plan, using some really efficient counterspells, using some lands that can deny their mana base. Peter, on the other hand, is kind of a value deck that uses, it's named for Shardless Agent, which is a 3-mana card with Cascades, that when you cast it, you cast another spell for free from the top of your library. At pseudo-random, or random, even though, you kind of build the deck for it. So you end up in a pretty nice position there, and it's basically a value deck. I think if you are familiar with Modern, I think the easiest way to compare these decks would be to consider Shardless Bug as kind of the Shardless Bug of Modern, or you can consider Shardless Bug to be the Legacy, or the Jund of Legacy if you prefer. The Grixis Delver deck doesn't have a whole lot of parallels in Modern, but Grixis Delver would probably actually be the closest one. And it looks like we're going to hardcast a Force of Will from Peter here. He does have a Deathred Shaman to start fighting a little bit with Ryan's. Still outclassing this a lot. Might start using this Deathred Shaman. I'm not sure quite what the composition of these graveyards is, but Ryan could actually start using this Deathred Shaman just to try and shrink the Goyf eventually. Legacy does have Jund, but it does not play the same as Modern Jund. Modern Jund plays much closer to this one. At least in my opinion. You're more than welcome to disagree with me, and I apologize if that is a misclassification. But I think that the strategy of Shardless Bug is much closer to Modern Jund than Legacy Jund is to Modern Jund, and maybe that's wrong. But my apologies if that is. Kobe the Cheese, AA. Good to see ya. Is that another land? Oh my god. Well, you know what? At least Peter's going to start drawing gas soon. At least he's theoretically going to start drawing gas soon. In theory, we can hope. The Vendilion Click from Ryan looks pretty nice. The Deathrite Shaman is good. The Vendilion Click is actually a pretty big problem because it is in the air, which means that Peter's on a 4-turn clock that he can't really do a lot about. Peter could try and start fighting over creatures. The big problem there is that I think it shrinks his Tarmogoyf if he wants to try gaining life. And that is not where you want to be right now. We're going to go for the swing for 5. Looking to do some chump blocking, hitting Ryan down to 12. Looks like Peter's going to try and get a little bit aggressive. If Ryan tries to swing in again with the Gurmag Angler, which I don't think you... Looks like he will. Maybe you get the Shardless Agent in front of it. Looks to be the case. The nice part here is that this actually gets enough creatures into the graveyard that Peter can start utilizing the Deathrite Shaman a little bit. Ryan hasn't presented that green mana yet to be able to eat creatures as well, so Peter could technically uncontestedly fight over or go for some of these creatures. I think we drew another land. Oh my goodness! So you can't beat that. Sometimes. I mean, Ryan is playing fine, and Ryan is looking like he might end up taking this game. And I think that a good amount of that has to do with Ryan's playing well, and a good amount has to do with that Peter's just drawn nothing but lands. But Night Owl, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you. You are a rock star, and let us know where you're watching from. But welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. We do this 4 times a week. We've got Standard, Modern, Legacy, and Modern. It's a lot of fun. I will be here for just about all of them, unless I am really, really sick, which I was last Wednesday, but I'm so happy to be back, and it's so wonderful to have you here. So, Tarmogoyf being joined, and looks like the Jace was the draw. Force of Will from Ryan, by the look of it. Yep. So that is going to hit the battlefield, hit the graveyard. Hey! I'm not sure what WB means, but proponent? Proponent... It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I know that we actually spoke on Wednesday, but it's a pleasure to be able to, at least on my end, I guess. Unfortunately, you don't get to, but I get to. I get to say hi, proponent, and I get to pronounce your name correctly. So that's kind of fun. We've still got a 5/6. Looks like we're going to pay... Is this another... Ooh, okay. Young Pyromancer. Nothing spectacular. We're not looking to get hit for another bit of damage. Though actually the Deathrite Shaman could fight a little bit better now. But he can technically knock Ryan down to 7 with this Deathrite Shaman. I'm not sure if that's enough. Brainstorming is pretty... I think he's actually has a fetch up right... Oh, no, he's got a Wasteland. That is unfortunate. Let's see here. You can say it, you just can't hear me. They probably know. Yeah, they're getting it. They're getting it. Thank you, Scarlet Spud. Sometimes they won't actively update it until it's something that becomes relevant for them. But it looks like they actually did update it just right around when you were saying it. So thank you. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. The big issue right now is that Peter is really running out of time, and it doesn't look like he found what he needed there, unless this is another Tarmogoyf. It looks like he may have drawn another one if he's willing to leave his defenses down like that. Because if it was something like a, hey, what's up, Luke? Good to see you. If it was something like a Shardless Agent, then maybe he would have played that down pre-combat to see if he could get rid of something. Okay, so it is a Tarmogoyf. The last card in hand is... So what? He has the mana to actually go for the... She can drain Ryan down to 7. I don't think that there's enough there. He's got the biggest... if he blocks there, he might be able to get away with this. Peter needs to draw something like an Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay, even a Toxic... No, Toxic Deluge for 1 is unfortunately not enough at this point because he is actually going down to 1. What do we get? And look at that. Oh, no, he knew what he was getting because he brainstormed and didn't have a fetch. And I thought fetch looks particularly bad right now. He took what he could. My guess is that the other 2 are lands. And it looks like, you know what, sometimes you can't beat your opponent with 11 lands. That's just not how you can win the match. Or 10, I'm sorry. Sometimes 10 lands doesn't get you there. I think what... Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. I think over the course of the game he hit 6 spells. Give or take. That is pretty rough. So, you attack all out. You try to drain 1 for some mana, I guess? Can go for... Though, is there enough creatures to actually eat some creatures and get back up? So if Peter's got double green, if this Deathrite Shaman is tapped, then what Peter can do... There's only 1 creature in the graveyard. Okay. So... He fought over that. Wonder why. Because he actually has the green mana. He's got the monopoly on the green mana. I wonder if he realizes that, because he could have eaten his own Shardless Agent, kept his Tarmogoyfs as a 5/6, beaten all those in combat. He would have gone up to 3, and then he could have eaten another one to go up to 5. He would go down to 2, and then actually have the win on the swing back. His Tarmogoyfs, after eating the second creature, would go down to 4/5s, but that would be enough, because there's enough instants and sorceries in the graveyard. I think Peter may have actually had the win there. Please correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Hey, what's up, Lord of the Pit? It's good to see you. How's your event going? How is your event going? But welcome everybody who is joining. My name's TJ. Yes, I can. That's awesome. Okay. Bolt's so good. Bolt is so good. Bolt is so good. But F Missio, yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. It looks like yours is the Pour Over the Pages. Is that correct? If that is the case, please confirm, and I would happily do that for you. If you're in chat, I guess. I haven't seen you in chat. I just saw the message. Sorry to call you out. Bolt is the standard by which we are judged. You have been judged, you have been weighed, or something like that. What's the quote from Knight's Tale? What is that? If anybody wants to help out. It is... You got it. You got it. Cool. What's up, Booted Ahead? I'm now at 11 points. How do I keep doing that? TJ didn't know you were such a big Splinter Twin fan. To be honest, David did that. And I don't... you've been judged and found wanting. Thank you. To be honest, I don't really know how to change it. But actually, I don't dislike Splinter Twin. I think it's a fine... Like, the card is awesome. That's what it is. Thank you. You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting. Thank you, everybody. You're the best. Oh, man. That is some brutal... Man. That guy may not have died that day, but he definitely got murdered. Alright, so, 1 win up for Ryan. And we are getting back in... No, actually, funnily enough, this was their attempt to troll me, and I approved of it. Basically, in the chat, I was like, everybody, I'm sick, and I'm sorry. I need, you know, 2 people to be the hosts. And David was like, I'll do it if you let me like play around all the tech. And I was like, sure, you've got artistic freedom, except no Splinter Twin. And this was a joke mostly at Bryce, since I knew he was going to be in it. And the second that I typed it, I thought to myself, it's going to be Splinter Twin, isn't it? And it was, and that's okay. That's fine. I don't look like a slag muffin. Did I look that bad on Wednesday? I bet I did. I bet that I did. But did I look that bad? Booted head, I'm feeling so much better. 100%. I felt rotten, but now I feel great. So Ryan seems to have vamoosed for a short bit, but he should be back shortly. Peter seems to just be kind of getting ready, and there is Ryan on the return. You don't recall? Fair enough. I looked really... Oh, God. I'm sorry, but thank you so much for at least... I do hate missing the stream, but at least apparently it was a good enough reason. I'm sorry that I looked that bad. You just wanted to say slag muffin. Slag muffin. You look like a slag muffin. I don't know what that means. Oh, man. Well, Tevin, I hope you enjoyed playing here. I really do. I hope you enjoyed your... I'm sorry that I couldn't stick around more. But it was really nice to meet you. So, Peter gets to be on the play now. Hopefully going to get a little bit more tools. The last match just did not go his favor. What's up, Derek Gamble? It's good to see you. Welcome back, and hello to everybody who's out there. I believe that right now there's about 60 of you. And to each and every single one of you, I would say it by name, but I don't have time. But honestly, genuinely, truly, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here. I appreciate you viewing. I know that there's a ton of streams out there. And B, it's just really cool to be a part of this community with you. And Ziftwitch, it's great to have you too. Welcome to the Fortnite. You're a rockstar. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. Let me know where you're watching from, if you feel so inclined. And thank you. Thank you. The follow is much appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you more in the future. So, Underground Sea into a... Yes! The card that I have... Death Threat Shaman. There we go. Apparently, completely wiped my mind. That's how good that card is. Look at those rock stars. Gotta love them. And him to Turok, looking like why Peter may have kept this hand without the Death Threat Shaman turn 1 or a Brainstorm. That looks pretty good. Went for a tapped Creeping Tar Pit, which might end up being a decent win condition later. And it looks like what we're going to do is just try and take out 2 of these cards. Looks like we got a Death Threat Shaman and Abrupt Decay. Both of those decent tools against this deck. Really, I think... And actually, looks like you are able to take down a good bit of the mana base. That sounds awesome, Tevin. Coleman is quite the mental magic player, and I'm terrible at it. Alright, so a young Pyromancer coming out. Hey, Ryan. I hate to be a bother. Thank you. Oh, man. Ziftwitch, you're watching from Michigan. Very cool. Sick yourself. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That is always rough, but Legacy makes it better. Well, I'm happy to provide for you. You can put it up for another second. That's impressive. Derek, that's brilliant. Papa, it's good to see you. The Exodia, just hanging out on camera. That's funny. So, we do have one token from this young Pyromancer off of the Gitaxian Probe. Otherwise, Peter diving into the Shardless Agent. Oh my goodness. I don't think that Ryan can beat that. Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't think... Can I get the Oracle text on Exodia? Oh, wow. That's pretty good. It's real good. Oh, man. The dude! The dude! The dude! Still confusing to not see Ryan on mud. I know. Oh, man. That card is good. Alright, so attacking in with the Young Pyromancer. Gotta get that damage in while you can. Looks real good to knock him down to 17, I suppose, if you're about to get rocked by that. Playing in Shadowless Agent is so weird. He just smiles at you because it's upside down. I've never noticed. I guess I've never even like thought about that when I was down there. That's awesome, Mick. So from Peter, I think his main priority here is there's no mana up. I think you just suit up the Jitte and start bangaranging in. And I think my first priority might be to take down the Deathrite Shaman. Maybe that's incorrect. Jimmy, wow, you were watching VOD from 2 weeks ago. You mean Joe's 5-color one. I can try. No promises, but I'll do my best. If you are following me on Twitter, I guess just keep doing that, and I will do my best to tweet it out. Was it a Hook? Was that a Hook reference? Almost certainly not. I don't think that I've ever seen Hook, which I know that the second that I say that, people are going to be upset with me, and I know that I should have. I just haven't. So I apologize, and I'll put it on my to-do list. New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution time. Tonight we're going to spend time making New Year's resolutions for TJ. If you've got ideas, toss them in there, as long as they're family friendly. And New Year's resolutions for the stream. Hold on, I'll get a piece of paper and I'll start writing these down if we come up with any. I don't have a piece of paper. I'll find a piece of paper and I'll start writing these down as we come up with them. Doro, I'd love that. Oh no, Bangarang? I mean, it's more of a Skrillex reference than anything. To be honest. Give us them, that's a great resolution to have. Good luck. Good luck. I actually recently lost about 5 pounds. That's kind of cool. Acquire all the vests. I can dig that. So, we're going to attack in for 3 with these Deathrite Shamans. Man, Jitte is good. I think as long as this... Man, and the Tarmogoyf as well. New Year's resolution. Get paper. Oh, yes. Alright, that's number 1 on the list. So, we do still have... Because you can attack with the Jitte right now. The Tarmogoyf not quite big enough. Maybe you just attack in anyway. Go for a pseudo-normal attack. You get in 2 damage. Even if they... So they double block there. You get 2 counters on it. You can take down the Deathrite Shaman in theory. Ooh, you can actually combine to kill the Gurmag Angler right now. That's pretty good. Bangarang, the Battlecry of the Lost Boys in the movie Hook. Interesting. I just like saying Bangarang. Oh yeah, he did get it from... I mean, the song says, "Shout to all my lost boys, we rowdy." So it is a reference to Hook, yes. I have not personally seen the movie. I would love to, though. Derek Gamble, that sounds extreme, but I recommend watching Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. The movie's incredible. Give us them. That's a ton of fun. I'll be up in Vancouver. Come hang out with me there. 2 mana, Abrupt Decay on the Insectile Aberration. 1 mana for Ryan. A Gurmag Angler, which actually can't even attack into the 5/6 Tarmogoyf. Plus an Umezawa's Jitte out for Peter. This is not going well. This is not going well at all for Ryan. Ryan needs to find something, and at this point, I don't even know what it is. As far as mana goes, trying to complete some of his mana would be somewhat helpful, but not even incredible. More threats, all die to the Umezawa's Jitte. If he tries to go with this for the superb Bolt game plan, that's not going to go particularly well. A Wasteland looks medium. Attacking for 5 looks bad. And yep, Ryan is just going to scoop him up. He knows that it's written on the wall. Albino Lion, it's good to see you. Hey, I hope you're doing well, Harry. I haven't seen you for a bit. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. I hope to see you soon. We'll have to get together, do something. Let's go get like lunch or dinner or something. Go just do something. Let's do that. Play pool. Let's go play pool. Regardless, I don't want to play poker with you. You'll beat me. But, it's good to see you, Albino Line. You'd love to go to the GP3X Vegas? I think I will be there. I think I will be there. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I hope Montana's going well. I'm told it's a beautiful state. I haven't visited it myself, but I've got... my brother is actually from Montana, so... I'm told that it's a good place. I'm told that it's a good place. If it's a little bit empty. But, heading into a Game 3, Peter ends up taking Game 2 in a pretty resounding fashion. That Umezawa's Jitte off the Shardless Agent was a massive turning point. Umezawa's Jitte ability to put -1/-1 counters onto creatures is insane against Grixis Delver. A deck that's running Young Pyromancer, Gurmaging. I mean, I guess Gurmaging is like the least relevant, but Delver of Secrets, Young Pyromancer, Deathrite Shamans, just destroys every single one of these. R. Jorgensen, that sounds brilliant. Happy New Year, the dude. I don't think that your sound was good, but bye. I think hopefully I've gestured this enough for you to say bye and have a wonderful new year. I'm bad at charades. That's the lesson to be learned here. Who wants to go? You know what? Next GP, we got to play charades. That's the lesson. How old was I in 91, TJ? I was born in 1992. So... I was born in 1992. Just wait for a caramel apple. You're still in line? That's awesome. Best friend for Ev, it's good to see you. Welcome back. I am feeling so much better, Albino Line. Scarlet Spud, you're going to Hawaii. That sounds brilliant. So your Magic New Year's resolution is to play more in more major events. You have the possibility to get insane Summer Job, which will help immensely. That's awesome. Summer Jobs are the best. Summer Jobs are absolutely the best. Best friend for Ev! Yay! Thank you so much for the sub. Can we get some sub hype in the chat? That's number 1 today. Let's try and get some more to keep that going. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be the best ever. Thank you for the support. Thank you for joining. Thank you for just being a part of this community. Thank you for who you are, what you do, and for being the best friend for Ev. You're the rock star. Absolute rock star. Can we get some rock stars in chat? Yeah, we can. Yes, we can. Let's get some rock stars, some bolts, some flails, some coal maniacs. Let's get some generic hype going. Is there something we can do? Yes, there is. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. Let's have fun. I see the number 3. That's kind of exciting. That's rough, Gibbous M. I get that. I get that. Every time. Nice. All nights are rock stars? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And thank you, Andy Prime. I was born in 92. I am 24. I did not see Hook. I should. I absolutely should. But I appreciate you lending the support. In forgiveness. Yeah, Summer Jobs are the best, Tevin. That's actually how, Josh Finney, thank you so much for the follow. That's awesome. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. You are a rock star. Let us know where you're watching from, and thank you so much for joining. We do the stream 4 times a week. I look forward to seeing you for hopefully more. GPDC. Hey, that sounds awesome, Gibbous M. I'm only slightly older than Magic. That is true. That is true. I am only slightly older than Magic. It's okay. I'm told that I have an old soul. If that helps. Ooh. Best friend for Ev is brand new in the DC area. Anybody else hanging out in that area? Thank you so much, Slim Shady. You've been watching for over a year. You love the stream? Thank you. Watching over a year. That's a long time. We've been going for just over 14 months. Rick Moreris. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you. Let me know where you're watching from. And thank you for finding the chat. Thank you for finding the stream. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. And our Giza, I can never remember which one it is, but thank you so much. It's good to see you. Welcome for joining. Northwest DC, nice. Someone lives at the end of the red line. Very cool. But Slim Shady, I do appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. Alright, so we've got a Delver of Secrets turn 1 from Ryan. Looking pretty good. From Buffalo, New York. Slim Shady with the sub! Thank you so much! You're a rock star. You're amazing. You're the best, and I cannot wait to see what we can do. Thanks for getting that sub in just before the new year. That is a great way to slip in, get the final thing that you were looking to do just before the clock ticked into the 2017 range. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the kind words. Thanks for being here for over a year. Thank you for joining us on this journey from when we were a small stream that had no idea what it was doing or how to do what it wanted to do and was constantly having technical issues. And thank you for joining us over the course of a year. And look where we are now. A medium-sized stream that has no idea what they're doing or how to do what they want to do. And that is quite the journey. Is there even a stream tomorrow? There is not a stream tomorrow. I'm sorry, it is the new year. It will not be happening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There will not be no stream tomorrow. So, look at that! Look at the sub! Yes! Thank you so much for the sub. That's amazing and awesome, and trying to join, or not trying, but do Sonic Zero! Thank you so much. You're both awesome and amazing and awesome and crazy awesome and rock stars. And look at the doubles up hype. I'm getting hyped. I'm getting thrilled. I'm getting all kinds of flustered. But it's awesome having you too. You are great. You are amazing. You are phenomenal. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all 4 of you who have subbed. You are the best. And you are the reason why we now have an income to put into this stream. Thank you for your support. We've got a brainstorm for me. There's a lot of copycats now. Other streams trying to do live MTG with commentary. We were certainly not the first, Slim Shady. I appreciate the kind words. I've at least offered. None of them have actually responded to me, but I've offered to a lot of those streams to help out how I can. But I do like actually seeing more of those. I think that there should be more streams. It's something that I've loved doing. I'd love to see more of them too. It's hard, but I can do it. Siftwitch, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. You're brand new. You hit the follow button today, and you're already subbing. Thank you for the support. That is so kind of you. I do genuinely really appreciate that. That is phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chase. That is awesome. Thank you for the sub, Chase. It's good to see you. Freebies are fine. Freebies are fine. I appreciate it anyway. We've got 2 unsucked out. I'm sorry, I gotta get back to this. But my goodness, thank you so much, everybody. I want to say thank you. But I want to talk about the game just a slightly. Tebin, you know a handful of people that are grinders. That's awesome. Very cool. That is very, very cool. Alright. Your one suggestion. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, one the real Slim Shady, please stand up. Thank you so much, Ziftwitch. I do really appreciate that. Fred Shred. Actually, Strifle's been on a lot lately. Alright. Let's see here. Lots of people ask for deck text when things get slow between rounds at the end of the night. Have them lay out their decks on the table. We are looking into doing that. It's one of our goals that we would like to do eventually. We want to make sure that we do it in a way that's good. I like the idea of just letting people take screenshots. That's not a bad idea. But yes, I will look into that. I will see what else we can come up with. That's a good idea. I've been trying to. I was actually talking with one of the other mods just yesterday about ways that we can do it. So thank you, Slim Shady. That's a good suggestion. Let me think on that a little bit. I'd love to be able to do that. That sounds like a cool idea. And I'm sorry, let's go ahead and jump back into this game. I apologize. I got really enamored and hyped with all the subs, and I do really appreciate that. And I don't want to act like I don't. Oh. Okay, thanks, Slim Shady. So, in Abrupt Decay, taking down the Insectile Aberration, we are still left with a Delver of Secrets, which was able to deal 1 damage to Peter, knocking him down to 14. Ryan still at 17. Peter having a little bit of a rough time putting together a whole lot of a game plan just yet. He's been able to do the, I know, I'm too hyped. I apologize, but I'm loving it. Thanks, Slim Shady. I do appreciate that. I'll remember that. And if anybody, like, this is the new year. I will get a piece of paper between rounds, and you know what? We've got some time. Maybe between rounds we can come up with New Year's resolutions for the stream and for myself and for all of us. And if you want to toss in yours, you're more than welcome to. And we can talk about what some of the goals for the stream could be for 2017. If you have any thoughts about things that we could try and do. No way, Derek Gamble. That's insane. Okay, so the Delver of Secrets is out. A Baleful Strix coming in for Peter. Draws a card off of that one, and it looks like Ryan is finally going to transform this Insectile Aberration using a Ponder. We've got a couple of days in hand, along with that Delver, with that now Insectile Aberration. We do have a fetch land. He has a Brainstorm available, so we might see him fire, and actually he's going to fetch before he Brainstorms. Probably has another fetch in hand if that's the case. Or we're just looking to fire off something with that red mana right now. Maybe going for a Lightning Bolt so that then he can swing in for 3. So he could go for a Lightning Bolt. It feels bad. It's not, like, at parity. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, Strifo. A Fort Bolt. Not what I expected. 1 damage to the Baleful Strix, 1 damage to Peter, and then a swing in for 3 to knock Peter down to 10. That's funny. Thanks, Strifo. I will. Though I think he actually prefers these ones. Peter only plays the cards that he wants to play. And I think he might just prefer those ones. Otherwise, the Ponder firing off. Looks like we've got a Lightning Bolt, maybe another Forked Bolt, and a land. And it looks like that's what he likes. So I think right now he's got the Dazes to protect his cards from removal, except outside of this range of things like, Abrupt Decay, things like that. But I think right now he's more concerned about Peter playing out creatures. I think he's shifted to being all in on this Insectile Aberration, and is now just thinking if he can attack for 3 each of these games, he'll be fine. And actually, I think that is an Ancient Grudge sitting there. Looks like an Abrupt Decay is going to come down. That is going to remove it. That's going to make things a little bit tougher on Ryan, who I don't think has a ton of ways to pressure. He's got a Brainstorm, and he's looking for an answer, and I think I see a Gurmag Angler, along with a fetch. So it looks like we're going to put one of those red spells and fetch, and then probably put out the Gurmag Angler after he gets a Black Source here. Huh. Interesting. More games? Do you mean more types of game? Like, do you mean more games as in more Magic games, or as in other games other than Magic? I can't promise either, but I can certainly try for both, depending on what you're looking for. Keep in mind, the TJ stream from home. I am going to stream more than I currently do. I finished my computer yesterday. It is now up and running, and I will actually be streaming from home with no set schedule, but basically anytime that I'm just sitting at my computer playing games, either of Magic or I guess if other stuff if I feel like it, I'm going to start streaming from there as well. It will be from my Red Baron MTG account, but keep your eyes open for that one heading into the new year, and I'll try and give like a week notice or something like that and try and build up a bunch of hype to try and do my first stream or something like that. But currently the idea is that I might stream the first time that I ever log into MTGO. To document that fun process of learning it. So, a Creeping Tar Pit is on the battlefield for Peter. It's not looking phenomenal right now. Is there any consideration about community events, like tournaments with us and the community with X-Mage? I had not thought about it at all because I've never really had online. I was working with like a mobile hotspot. I just got internet for the first time. Or I guess good internet and a computer. Is it something that I should consider to where maybe we just... I mean, I'm down to like play against people, but... A community tournament. Or a community event. I don't entirely know how to coordinate those, but I can certainly look into it. That sounds fun. Huh. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Nice. Totally worth it, Derek. So, Gurmag Angler on the battlefield, still not getting aggressive. You've got a Baleful Strix getting in the way, and the Shardless Agent could be phenomenal. Looks like we might have a response to it. Gonna go for a Lightning Bolt in response to get rid of the Death Toucher. And a Daze on that. We are still gonna get to Cascade. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Baleful Strix was the Cascade. I'm wrong there. Oh no, it wasn't. Okay. And him to Turok. Let's empty that hand. Let's daze it again. Wow. Ryan fired that off in quick succession. So Ryan, with 2 dazes and a Lightning Bolt, completely disables that turnaround from Peter. Down to 3 suddenly. Wow. He's got another Baleful Strix in hand. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he played the land before the Baleful Strix. Huh. Interesting. But that's probably fine, and I think that's a Disfigure, which is not going to look so good against this Gurmag Angler. And we're going to put out the Umezawa's Jitte. I like it. Pass it back. You do still have the Disfigure up. Thanks, Energizer. I will. Or if I manage to. If I manage to. Ooh, I'm going to do a shameless self-plug. I apologize for that, by the way, already. But if you do want to check out when I start streaming various things, you can follow that link and just hit follow. Just tossing it out. So, another land from Ryan as he goes down to 15. Still looking like a pretty positive position, however, for Ryan. And that's going to close it out. The Abrupt Decay is enough. I don't think that Peter can answer this. Ryan takes it in 3, and that's not actually what I expected. But well played by Ryan. Lots of bolts on... Gurmag Angler was the all-star there. Gurmag Angler did a really good job of closing that game out. But let's go ahead and head on up to that booth. We've got about 3 minutes left in this round, so let's go ahead and get ready for round 2. We've got 4 of them tonight, so it should be a good one. I'll see you up there. Hello and welcome for joining. It's me, TJ, here at Stereo Geek Force. I've never said it's me, TJ, but I felt like I needed to, and that's where I went, and it's awful. I'm never going to do that again. But welcome. We're streaming out of Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington, having a blast doing it. A quick secondary shout-out to the... We've never had 157 subs before. That's the most subs that we've ever had. That's a new record. Thank you so much. I think we've had... Six subs today? 6! Wow! I think. Or was it 5? 5 or 6? Either way, that is incredible. Thank you so much for the support. To those of you who did sub, to those of you who haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button and just join us in the future. If you're joining us for the first time, say hi in the chat. I would love to take a moment and welcome you here. But otherwise, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's a pleasure to have you all here. We're going to have a good time tonight with 4 rounds of Legacy. 1 of them is down, which leaves 3 of those sweet, sweet rounds of Legacy. Should be an excellent time. I'm quite excited about it. It should be a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Albino, Lion, that hit the tail end of the yellow line. I don't really know what you're all talking about, but I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying. Let's see here. What's the sub count anyway? 157. We are at 157 subs. Thank you so much. And we're at 5,182 followers. That's big game. Wow. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being just a part of the stream. I can't even imagine not doing this anymore. Who won? Ryan won with Grixis Delver. Thank goodness that Legacy Legal Magic card. The storm count has been off. It's never quite worked right, and I don't know why entirely. But apparently the storm count is 1. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got some fun ideas, so let's talk a little bit about ways that we've thought about improving the stream. Let me run this idea past all of you. This is one that I came up with yesterday. Still actually have to run it by with all the mods and stuff, but you know what, let's talk about it anyway, because that's just what we do. Here's a thought. What if we added a slightly episodic feel to these streams? So, for example, the one that I came up with yesterday was modern, so forgive me when I use a modern example, but it seems like the easiest one. For a stream, we come up with a theme, so let's call it Thoughtseize in Modern. Kind of vague, right? But when we get on, we say hello and welcome, and then, you know, this is the Geek Fortress stream. I'm TJ. I'm whoever is right here. Hi, I'm other TJ. And then, he's saying, you know, in this one we're playing Modern, and we'll be talking about Legacy in Modern. And then kind of throughout the episode during these slow points with all of you and within ourselves and things like that, we talk about it. So we talk about, you know, in what decks do you think Thoughtseize really belongs? What role does Thoughtseize play in different decks? So say Thoughtseize can play a completely different role in something like Death Shadow Zoo as opposed to something like Jund, right? You know, one of them is a little bit for protection while the other one is a little bit more for the disruption. And then you can kind of dive into in what decks, when do you play Thoughtseize? Or if you have 2 Thoughtseizes in your opening hand, do you fire them both off as soon as possible, or do you wait for the second one for that large information? When do you do that? What are the considerations? What decks should be running Thoughtseize if they could handle it on the mana base? Like, what decks would love a Thoughtseize? What decks don't want a Thoughtseize? Things like that. Like, it could be anything. We come with super vague, and we just keep trying to approach whatever subject it is from as many options as possible. And we just start doing stuff like that in each stream. And the thought is that it adds like a slightly, and it wouldn't even like always be a single card. You know, maybe one day we talk about mulliganing, and that one certainly we could do like a full. You know, we could do that one several times. But the thought is that we can just add. Fair enough, Tevin. Fair enough. The idea was to go with a slightly episodic one. I see your consideration, however. I appreciate the thought. But that's something that that I came up with yesterday, and mulling it around in my mind. Mulling it around. That would never be one of them. That's a fun fact. I do not like manless discussions. It is possibly my least favorite Magic-related topic. In fact, almost probably. I would say probably my least favorite Magic-related topic. But that's okay. That's okay. I've never been to DC. Can imagine that as a separate program on a different day. Honestly, I'm not sure how much more I can stream, at least from here. I will be doing more streams from home. So, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Magus? It's good to see you. Increasing knowledge for your users adds to their commitment to the stream. Potentially, that was one of the thoughts, is to kind of make it to where like there's a motivation to show up to each of the streams. I don't know. It's interesting. You can't... Done. I probably won't drive there, but sure. So we should be getting the next round up quite shortly for you. 3 empadas and 2 apple pies. Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. Okay. Always welcome to come on over. DC is a great town. I've never been. I could always go to the other Washington. Every time that I tell people I'm from Washington, they always think it's DC anyway. I might as well go there. I think my sister was just there. What do I think about Bug Delver for Modern? I think it doesn't run Bolt, and that's inherently a mistake. And that's not even like me being biased. It's just it's a Delver deck that isn't running Lightning Bolt, and that seems really rough because one of the reasons is like Delver dies to a pretty stiff breeze. So I don't know. I could be convinced by it, but you only get so many creature rolls. At that point, you're looking at maybe Tarmogoyf, Delver of Secret, Snapcaster Mage as your creature base, and then maybe you slot in some Tassigurs or something like that. I could see it. I don't know, because all your removal, like, Bolt is such an efficient removal spell for the things that are in your way, and then you're looking at, like, Abrupt Decay and things like that, and that gets rougher. I could be convinced, but I'm not convinced. But I could be. Finally got some Divining Tops in my Burn deck? No. Since Divining Top does not belong in Burn. Have a good one, Albino. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Minus the traffic and taxes. We've got those two. So, we should be heading into the second round soon. To all of you who are watching, thank you so much for joining. If you do have anything that you'd like us to discuss, we are more than happy to do that. That's funny. That is funny. Otherwise, man, I don't honestly know how to change all that stuff. I need to learn some basic programming so I can start doing all that stuff. But that's okay. Vial Smasher and Delver decks. Vial Smasher? Is in the new partner, the legendary? The 3 mana that whenever you cast it, it would deal the first spell of each turn deals that damage to your opponent. You can win FNM all you want with them in your list. The card is fine. The card is fine in Burn. I would go so far as to say the card is kind of good in Burn. That doesn't mean that it has a place in Burn. It doesn't have a place in my mind in Burn. Okay. Arlax just tweeted that Burn is now a joke. What's the best implementation of a slow and painful death? Melvin? Meh. I'm not the most vengeful person. He's welcome to his opinion. I would argue that I still do well with Burn whenever I play it, and Burn still does fine. It is at a weak point. Collective Brutality has been hurting it a lot. But, hey, what's up, Tyler? It's good to see you. I am feeling so much better. Let's see. Smash your next turn with Gurmag? It could work. I could certainly see it. But it's a 3-mana creature in a deck that's running Wastelands and like 14 lands and 4 Wastelands. I don't know. I think it's worth trying, I'm sure. I'm sure. 1,000 matchups against Lantern Control? With Burn? Sure, why not? Totally down for that. You have liked it? Cool. Honestly, I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to Burn. I recognize that as a flaw. But that's just kind of me. I would rather play Burn without it. I know that some people would play with it. I'll find out. Rounds just got posted, so we should be getting something soon. Magus, yes. There will be Modern at the store at 4. We will not be streaming it, unfortunately. Try 3. Oh, nice. Nice. You want someone to draw each Modern deck as a Disney princess? That actually sounds hilarious. That sounds awesome. That sounds delightful. Okay. Spells and Burn that don't burn seems wrong. That's kind of where I'm at. You cut a land for it? That's fair. That's fair. I can see that. You couldn't draw an amorphous blob if you tried. I can do stick figures. I am a terrible artist. I'm a terrible artist. Hey, Dylan.
Hey. Hey.
What do we got?
So you have Chris Young. He's on the wall. Versus Jesse.
Okay.
Who's not on the wall?
Is it like this, or is it like that?
No, it's the other way.
I thought so. Okay.
He did it the other way so people can't stalk him on Facebook, he said.
But they can.
He is, yeah, true. He is playing Bug Delver.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's his opponent? I'm sorry.
Jesse.
And is Jesse on what he usually is?
Yep.
Okay.
He's on that telling and showing.
I think Sneak and Show is probably the...
He sneaks. Then he tells you.
Sneak
then
and
he
Show is
shows
probably... Because he's definitely... He runs Sneak Attack in the main board, so it's probably the best representation of the deck. So let's do Sneak Attack from Bug Delver. Let's go ahead and just do Delver of Secrets. That seems like a reasonable one. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Dylan, everybody. He's the straw owner who lets
I
me
know,
do
it's,
this.
My head's floating.
Ask Dylan if he has foreign Death Red Shamans.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Alright, goodbye.
Alright. Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun. Okay. So, Sneak Attack versus Delver of Secrets. The Counter Magic Suite of Delver might give it a little bit of trouble. But, Night Owl, yeah, that's Dylan. He's awesome. He is the owner. This is his shop. He is quite... You'll gladly pay 1 in order to manipulate your draws by then? Nah. I mean... Yeah, but you're only in the late game because you spent 1 mana casting it. And then you spent like 1 mana doing that instead of casting spells. I don't know. I get you replaced a land, so that's much more... I'm much more in favor of that than anything else. That's funny, Tevin. That is super funny. But yeah, he's awesome. He lets me do this, seeing as I don't really work here. I just kind of showed up and got back here and started. So let's go down. Let's have some fun. It's time for round 2. Oh no, I guess Mortal Kombat would want me to say fight. So let's go ahead and flip the script a little bit and say round 2. Commence. Okay. What's the best version of Lightning Bolt? M10. I've got some foreign black border revised, and I quite enjoy those. Ooh, that is rough. That is rough. That is quite rough. But I like most of them. Let's see. What if a 4 damage bolt was made? They did. They called it Galvanic Blast. And it's awesome. I mean, I'd be happy. What language are they? They're German. A Lotus Petal into a Ponder from Jesse. So, Storm Count 2. Taking a look. We do have an Ancient Tomb. We've got a little bit more lands in hand. I don't think that I see a whole lot of the big threats, so I think we're probably going to go for a shuffle here. It looks like we might have enough land, unless he decides that he wants the Brainstorm enough. Might take the Ancient Tomb drawn to the Brainstorm for next turn. Seems like it might be an option. If I'm not seeing what some of those cards are. If he's got like the Giant card in hand, or if he's got the Fetch, then that Brainstorm looks much better. So, I guess you'd probably want to go that a little bit differently, but that's okay. So, looks like we do like the Brainstorm, so we're probably going to fire that one off and maybe try and fetch away the excess cards next turn. Would you feel worse if you died to the dirtiest, cheapest bolts? I mean, I also think that, like, the cheapest version of a card is probably the best. I don't take a whole lot of stock in, like, the original printing or foils or anything like that. I like functional versions of the card. However, those foreign black border bolts were a gift. They were a gift from some friends of mine, and so in that case, they make them the best bolts. Revised? Revised or like something else? Because if so, that is much more than I thought, and I certainly owe them. I mean, I thank them a lot, but my goodness. That starts getting up there in line with some of the other most expensive cards. The other one that I have is like a really crimped Arabian Nights Mountain, which I like super crimped, like really deep, and I love that. And that one is a really cool, and that was a birthday gift from a friend of mine. And then like Liliana's are kind of the other expensive card. Okay, so looks like we've still got the Lotus Petal. We've got a Scalding Tarn coming down. We haven't fired off that Brainstorm yet. Might be doing that at the end of turn because we do have that Scalding Tarn up to line up that shuffle so that Jesse can get a fresh draw next turn. He also, I think, set that up to redraw the Ancient Tomb, so it gives him a little bit excess mana. Still at 20, Chris going for a fetch down to 19, has another fetch here now. No pressure yet from this Delver deck is going to be a problem. He needs to establish a clock that doesn't give Jesse time. Given enough time, Jesse is going to play bigger stuff than Chris every time. He's got Emrakuls, he's got Gristlebraids, he's just got the biggest, the baddest in his deck. So Chris establishing this clock with the Tarmogoyf is a big step in the right direction. Looks like it's currently going to be a 3-4, which is sizable. It's decent. Yes, it is Bleachschlag. Hopefully I pronounced that right. That is a Lotus Petal. Yes, that is the master or the invention or whatever you call one. Happy New Year to you as well, Mahani. Please let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But Happy New Year to all. We're not going to be streaming tomorrow. It is a pleasure to spend the 30th with you all. Some of you it's the 31st, but I wish you all a safe and Happy New Year. I guess I'll probably try and come up with like a letter and send out an email to the subs and stuff and try and do like something saying, you know, some resolutions and some thoughts. But it's always a reflective time of year, and we have done it before, Slim Shady, actually. I don't know how to change it. Jtron, it's great to see you. I don't know how to change it, but honestly, it's a great background. And Jtron, it's a pleasure to see you. Welcome back. It has been some time. So we're down to 17. We've used 4 minutes. This is the sneak attack, and then, yep, if this sticks on the battlefield, this is bad times. Real bad times. If this sits on the battlefield, you crack the pedal, and Emrakul... Okay, so we are going to go for the Force of Will. Are we ready to fight that? And does Jesse have the counterspell of his own? Looks like we might be brainstorming for an answer. We want to stick this on the battlefield. Alright. Alright. Yeah, we did! We did. This is actually a little bit of an odd one. Well, actually, it's pretty close. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of changes, but it's great to have you back. I hope you've been enjoying WoW. And of all things, days. Forcing Chris to fetch. Does he have something else to... Does he get... Tell me he has double days. Tell me he has double days. Or are you just going to let this get countered after you daze it? That seems super interesting. He hasn't put the sneak attack down yet. He's letting everything else resolve. Huh. Interesting. Alright, so it is countered. So Jesse is no longer able to interact with that one. That seemed like an odd daze. I'm not sure why he didn't just let that go happen. Why play Force of Will when you can misdirection? Force of Will stops spells that don't target. If I guess, is that the question that you're asking? I suppose? I don't know. But a 5/6 Tarmogoyf getting in some damage. We're going to go down to 12 on Jesse's side of the battlefield. A Wasteland taking down the Ancient Tomb. That is big. I think Chris just locked this game up with that mana denial. Using the pedal, and I still think that that daze was a little bit confusing. I don't know. I don't entirely know. Have I ever misdirected an Abrupt Decay? I have not. I have not, but I imagine that it feels a little bit like when Harry drinks a Pepsi. Generic Pepsi! Generic Pepsi! Dang it. You try and copy a commercial and you walk right into a trap for branding. We got got. We got got. Man, that's what I get for trying to meme. You fail miserably. So, looks like... Ooh. Is this a Cunning Wish? This looks like a Cunning Wish. But it looks like Chris has got counters for that for days. Sue. Because he used days. Explaining your joke makes them not funny. Fun fact, everybody. Tell your friends. We're down to 1. And we're picking up heading into a game 2. Well maneuvered by Chris. I think part of that was a little bit odd from Jesse. I'm not sure if he had the other tools available, but he would have had another mana if he didn't daze. And I feel like he may have been in a better position if he had gone about it that way. Dazing when he had that fetch up just seemed a little bit odd. Do I have any pictures of my cam setup and at the shop? I can certainly provide some. I'm not sure if I've taken any. Huh. Huh. But yeah, I think Jesse may have been a little bit hasty. Maybe was trying to play around the Tarmogoyf, got a little bit intimidated by how fast the clock that can provide is. So that might have been a little bit of the problem there. Okay. Let's go ahead and reset those life totals as well. I forgot to hit save. Goyf received a severe power boost by going off too early. That's true. That's true. Getting the enchantment into the graveyard was pretty big. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I think he just, saw the idea that he had the 4 mana and thought to himself, well, let's become a force check, and the force was there. And so I think maybe Jesse felt... I couldn't say entirely what happened. The days felt a little bit odd to me. It's possible that Jesse ended up just getting a little bit tunnel visioned into going off that turn instead of kind of letting it happen, and I don't know. Either way, it's it happens, and Chris took game 1, and I'm sure Jesse will learn from that and approach game 2 a little bit differently. He will be on the play. I have seen him go do some pretty crazy things with it before. There is the possibility of the turn 1 show and tell with a Lotus Petal and an Ancient Tomb. I'd love to see that because that's always funny. Though that's a good way to get force checked, but that's okay. Shouldn't have been able to... Yeah, that is certainly true. Sunfish, I think the thought is that Jesse would have had the extra land to pay for Chris's days, not to be able to daze Chris. Okay. So if your opponent tries to abrupt decay your Leovold and you misdirect it to another legal target you control, do you draw an extra card? I think so. It's whenever it becomes the spell, right? Or whenever it becomes the target. I'd have to reread Leovold, but if Leovold says that... Oh, gotcha, D-Fox. My bad. Either way, if Leovold says that whenever a permanent you control is targeted by a spell or ability, then I believe misdirecting it to another thing does draw you an extra card, but possibly someone could offer some insight into that. I know one person said yes. I believe that that's true, but I'm also not a certified judge, though I actually have been considering it lately. I found out that you only need to judge one event every 6 months, which means that I theoretically could upkeep being a judge, and I feel like I could be one, maybe with a little bit of intensive study on a couple of particular subjects. The point being, maybe I could, maybe I should, maybe I would. Game 3. Whenever you or permanent you control becomes the... Yeah, I think you would draw 2 cards. I think you would. Couldn't I judge from the booth? I mean, you would have to, I'm a fan of making sure that the main authority is known, and that if there is someone who is the judge, to let them be the judge. I'm not a big fan of making it to where you end up in this kind of who says, you know, if one person says one thing, anything else like that. Theoretically I could, but most likely I wouldn't. I could offer insight, I could, you know, help out, or I could try and stop things. But most likely, if I was a judge, I would maintain the same mentality from in here, which is to not judge it. If triggers are missed, stop illegal game actions, let triggers happen. Because that's, if I'm in here, that's not my job, and I don't want to start making it to where people are worried about having a judge directly. I don't know. It gets into weird territory, and if there is someone there who is the judge, I don't want to step on their toes. It's a consideration, but I probably would just let the judge be the judge, and I would be the commentator. Maybe. Maybe. So I don't know. I don't really want to put any other judges into like a weird position of having someone else undermine their authority, and whether or not I actually would be is of course debatable, but the perception is there, and perception can be reality. So a Baleful Strix from Chris draws into what I believe was a Tarmogoyf, but I only got a quick look at it. A Brainstorm from Jesse. We do have the fetch land still up. Going to be going for a similar turn this time. I believe I see the Emrakul there. I see an Ancient Tomb. I see a Blood Moon out, so maybe we go for the Ancient Tomb and try and Blood Moon Jesse. Depends on if we could fetch the basic island with this land. If you go for the basic island, this looks like it could be the Blood Moon. And it is. Cool. Cool. And if you use the Ancient Tomb, you'd be able to pay for a daze. So you could put the Ancient Tomb into play. You're able to pay through a daze, and if you have any counter magic, you can get through a Force of Will. I like this thought. I like this thought a lot. And then it shuts down Chris. He doesn't have the Deathrite Shaman to be able to play through this. A Baleful Strix is not going to be enough against what Jesse is putting together. And that is an Omniscience, so even a Show and Tell would end up looking excellent. Looks like this is going to be the Ancient Tomb. Gotta be the Blood Moon. Wrecked. Got him. That's gotta be rough. Yeah, that has got to be rough. We do have the Force Will. And a spell. J-Tron! Thank you so much for the sub. That's awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the support. It's a pleasure. And a Force of Will to counter the days. Wow. Wowie. So you have both the Spell Pierce and the Force of Will with an extra blue card. Sure, you get rid of the Omniscience, but you get a Blood Moon against Bug Delver when they've got nothing? Wow. The Blood Moon hits the battlefield, and we are gonna swing for one. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much for the hype. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for being who you are. Thanks for coming back. It's awesome having you. I hope. Ooh, and it's thank you so very much. We've got a Show and Tell happening here, and an Emrakul is going to go up against that Tarmogoyf. Wouldn't have been better to just let the Blood Moon go and then just jam Omniscience? If you have the Emrakul in your hand, I think you're okay. I think he just decided that the Emrakul was just as good when Chris couldn't play. Yep. But thank you so much, J-Tron. You get some sweet sub. You get the emotes. You get to start firing those off. Oh, man. How awesome. Thank you for the support. You've been watching for almost as long as Doro, it feels like. I think, J-Tron, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've been around for most of the 14 months, the 14 plus months that we've been doing this. Sunfishy, hold on. Technically, it would be only 17 attacks from a Baleful Strix. But yeah, it was pretty bad. Man, that is so... Jatron, oh man, it's been a pleasure having you all this time. Jesse has a sweet deck. I will pass that along. I know that he's a big fan of it. I know you're trying to convince work to send you back up to Seattle? That's awesome. That's very cool. We'd love to have you back. Strix is a good card. It can deal 17 damage. Come on. Any Strix left alone for 17 turns is going to be a problem. This is why people don't have owls as pets. Unless, of course, you're a wizard. Wait. See? This is suddenly making sense. Because they're playing a game by wizards, which is why you can have an owl there. Sorry, did I not finish a sentence? Jesse is a big fan of this deck. Between this one and then his 5-color modern deck, he picks the one deck, really focuses in on those ones. No, he's got a 5-color modern deck and he's got this deck. Sorry, I may have been a little bit confusing there. You're hoping that your job will move you to a more northern Seattle area, not Renton. We'd love that. We absolutely would love that. Most cards left alone for 17 turns are powerful. Just look at Tibble. Justice Peanut. Vests. Congratulations on the new job. Everybody, can we get some congrats to Justice Peanut? Congratulations on the new job. I hope you... Good luck at it. I'm sure you will be brilliant. Good luck in the training. Good luck in just being there. I hope that you really do enjoy it. I'm sure you will be great. And, of course, you get to rock that sweet, sweet vest. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Detox. Chris is awesome. Chris is a really cool guy. I like Chris a lot. Really nice, just like laid back guy. Super easy to talk to, and yeah, a lot of fun. Had some really good conversations with him. Jesse's just, he has got a cool mind for Magic. His modern deck is just sweet. Give us time. You get to celebrate 1 year at your current job in 3 weeks. That's awesome. I get to celebrate 1 year at my job in March. March will actually be when I get to celebrate it. Oh man. So, what else have we? That does seem like a weird downside. I personally have no tattoos. Only one that I would ever get would be like right there. But haven't yet. And probably won't, but might. Not really my thing. Not really my thing. So, Chris on the play. Look at that rock star. Look at that rock star in chat. Oh, Tommy Moonray. Tommy Moonray. All right. Let's get to it. Actually, it would not be a lightning bolt. Funnily enough. So, looks like just a Verdant Catacombs for Chris. Nothing too big to start off with. No Death Red Shaman. Nothing else like that. I have no idea what that is, Gibasem. I apologize. So, to back tattoo. A preordained from Jesse, just looking to set up this combo a little bit more. We've got a fetch. Might go for a basic, just to start playing around the potential of a Blood Moon. Getting that basic island means that possibly he has it in hand, but also just playing around it if he draws into it. Could be showing that he doesn't quite have a full set of fetches in hand, so this might be one of his only chances to get the island. Would be another thing that I would suspect about his hand. Nice, Derek Gamble. I dig it. But we're going to get double scrat of this. Looks like we're taking a look at, is that a Force? Or is that, no, maybe a Ponder? I think that's a Ponder and a Brainstorm. Interesting. Yeah, it's a Phyrexian. Okay, Urza. And a... Ooh, Thoughtseize from Chris is going to be big. So, going for that thought. Still no fetches. Fires off the 1. Might go for... I don't think it really has the option of playing around the Blood Moon. So trying to aggressively attack it is going to be a big way to go about this. We don't have it in the hand. In fact, there's enough redundancy. There's 2 sneak attacks and I think multiple Emeralds. This is a hand that I think has 2 sneak attacks and 2 Emeralds, which means that... Wow. I don't think that... you could go for the counterspell. It'd be interesting. So if you go for the counterspell, A, it keeps your hand, you know, still having those pieces that you need, but it might also demonstrate to Chris that you have a hand that you're really looking to protect, which he doesn't need to as much. Oh, never mind. It's not 2 Emeralds. It's 1 Emerald. It's a Ponder, a Force of Will, and 2 sneak attacks with a Mountain and an Ancient Tomb. We're looking at a turn 3 getting out that sneak attack with Force of Will backup unless you take the Force, but then you're leaving him with a sneak attack and an Emerald. And you can't really counter the sneak attack super well because he's got the redundancy in that. But it looks like that's what Chris wants to do. That maybe he's just looking to fight the 2 counter battles for that as time goes on. Plus Chris has that Wasteland in hand. Ooh, and I think that's another Ancient Tomb. Jesse might play down the Ancient Tomb this turn. It gives Chris an opportunity to Wasteland the Ancient Tomb. Or you could just play a basic is always an option. But you could go... Because if you go for that one, then you just play the Ancient Tomb and go for it. The Wasteland looks much worse there with just the basic coming down. If only Chris had Cabal Therapy in hand, no doubt. That would be good. You just get 4 Warhammer tattoos? Nice. Oh yeah, it is a foil Emerald. Yeah, Santa for a Kaladesh bundle? Very nice. Very nice. I believe that they're pack foil. It's a serpent biting its own tail. Oh! Thank you, Gibbous. I appreciate that. Sounds painful if you're the snake. Or the serpent, I suppose. Serpent. What's that video on a snake? I'm a sneaky snake. Serpent. Serpent is a fun word. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted just from the word. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Emerald was totally in a force in a from the vault. It totally was. I thought so. Huh. I thought so. Someone get the Deathly Hollows. That'd be a sweet tattoo. Don't have that either, though. Thanks, Mason. Probably shouldn't do hissing into the mic. I bet that's awful. Alright. I have the magic of Google to check. Yeah, but I've got this to focus on. I could have sworn there was a From the Vault Emerald. I could be totally wrong, and I am ready to accept that. You are correct. You are correct. There was the buy box, a pre-release, and pack for both Modern Masters and the other one. You're right. You are correct. That's my bad. So, I thought it was in the Legends one for some reason. Maybe it's a different one. Oh no, I'm thinking of Progenitus, which is totally different, but it's where I was. Okay, so Baleful Strix coming down for Chris. I guess it's a fine blocker to an Emerald. Kind of. The Wasteland is looking okay, but Jesse can go for this. I'm not sure if Chris has enough counter magic, and it would have to be a Daze or a Force of Will. If Jesse is drawn into a Force of Will at all, then this becomes almost kind of safe, and you can fire it off anyway. I think you have a backup Ancient Tomb in hand. So you could fire off Ancient Tomb, go into it, going down to 15. If he wants to counter it, goes for that way if you don't have the counter magic. Next turn you drop down the other Ancient Tomb into the other sneak attack, and you start looking pretty great overall. Even using the same one that was seen earlier, we're going to fire this one down. If this resolves, this is bad news for Chris, because he does not have a way to interact with that. The Emrakul is not the GP promo. The Emrakul is the Pro Tour, the regional Pro Tour qualifier combo, I believe. I believe. Never respects the days. I don't think that he needed to here. I think if he gets it countered, that's fine. He gets wastelanded. Chris is down to 2 lands. And then he does play the other Ancient Tomb and then fire off it again. So he's going to lose this one here. I think he's actually kind of fine because he's got another Ancient Tomb in hand. He might have just been trying to draw out that counter magic. The 4/5 looks okay. He's got more lands in hand, but he's got another sneak attack. Yeah, I think this is probably right where Jesse wants to be. No, Progenitus is the promo. Yay. Nah. I don't know, I'm not thrilled about it. I think Progenitus is actually the GP promo. Emrakul is the regional Pro Tour qualifier one. Oh, maybe we don't have another Ancient Tomb. My bad. My bad. I could be totally wrong there. So, 16 to 15. And a swing for 5. Okay. Yep. Talaric, I'll be there. I'll be at GP Vancouver. That's my next one. So, ooh, and there's the Force of Will and a Spell Pierce and a Ponder. That is a great hand if you were looking to cast a sneak attack next turn and protect it. If you had, I think the Ancient Tomb would be like the last piece of the puzzle to make it perfection. Whoops, my bad. We're not at 100 on the left. Whoops. Good catch. Good catch. Yeah, I'll totally be around. I'll be tweeting out where I am and all that stuff. Come, find me. I'm totally down. I'll be around all day, or all weekend. But I'll be there. If you see me, come say hi. I would love it. Actually, Sunfish and I met. Hopefully it wasn't a miserable experience for you, Sunfish. In Dallas, I believe. I think it was in Dallas. But yeah, I love meeting people at the GPs. If you see me there, please come up and say hi. So, we've got a fetch from Jesse. This is going to be a good way to both cast the Spell Pierce. You're going to have the Force of Will back up. You're going to have the Sneak Attack. And if the Sneak Attack resolves without any, fuss, then you can actually get to fire off and put in, I believe, the Emrakul that is currently in hand. You'll be the one in the full Tuxedo Mask costume. I don't really know what Tuxedo Mask means, but I assume that you'll have a tuxedo and a mask, would be my assumption. I will be dressed probably similar to this. Probably no vest. But that's pretty funny. But that's awesome. Portland. My bad. My bad. It was Portland. Sorry. Sorry about that, Sunfish. Sometimes the convention centers themselves blur together. Tuxedo Mask was from Sailor Moon. I've never seen that. Never seen it. Sorry about that. And we do have... Actually, we're going to exile the Spell Pierce for this. It must be the only blue card in hand. We're down to 7. The Emrakul comes in and attacks. And that is going to be a win for Jesse by the look of it. Do I go to any Star City events? I'm on the West Coast. It's pretty... Yes, Lathier, I do remember that. I remember meeting you at Dallas. Yep, no such luck. Alright, let's head on up to the booth and see what we can do. Hello, and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ. We're streaming out of Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. We're having a blast here with some Legacy action. Of course, it is not dead here, though I think the rumors of its demise are largely overstated. But yeah, I don't really go to many Star City events because they tend to be all in the East or the Midwest. And I am full West Coast, and it's hard to travel for those. I'd like to go to one day, or... I don't know. If I'm honest... Might be kind of cool to do commentary for one day. That sounds super sweet. Oh wait, a Geek Fortress. Cool. Alright, let's see if we got another feature match. Any chance of another feature match? Any chance of another feature match?
Should we find another feature match?
Are you willing to?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You're the East Coast man if you happen... Yeah. Yeah. You wish I had a team for Team Constructed? I will actually be at the Modern Team Constructed thing. So, I'll be there. Wherever that is. I kind of forget where it is, and really I'm just going to get on a plane and hope that I show up at the right place. So, that's kind of my game plan. Yeah, don't forget to start city events. I'd like to. The Bobo Fraggles! Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. Thanks so much for joining. You're a rock star. Welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. My name's TJ. We do this stream 4 times a week. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Every single Monday at 6:30 Pacific time. Currently, it's 9:10 p.m. here in Snohomish, Washington, at a shop called Geek Fortress. You can join us here for some standard action. That's Mondays at 6:30. But maybe you're thinking to yourselves, standard's not my thing. Or you're thinking, what else you got, TJ? What else? Well, let me tell you. Every single Wednesday at 7 and Saturday at 6, we've got that modern action. Now, exception, little asterisk, which... asterisk. Looking right there, follow that one down to this footnote, and it says, no modern tomorrow, it's New Year's Eve, we're going to be out celebrating, but that's okay, let's retract that one, let's take that asterisk, put it back up here, where we go back to saying every Wednesday at 7 and Saturday at 6, we've got modern, and of course, you're thinking to yourself, TJ, that sounds amazing, standard, modern, that's great, but let me tell you something, TJ, this is a Friday, you didn't mention anything about that, well, let me tell you all the cool things that we have about that. Friday, just like tonight, every single Friday at 7:30 Pacific Time p.m., we've got Legacy. That's right, you're watching Legacy here with us right now. We've got 4 rounds of it, and we do it every single Friday, 4 times a month, unless, of course, there's 5 weeks in that month, and then we do it 5 times. It's going to be awesome, 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 awesome. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be amazing. That's 4 streams a week. I'm here for functionally all of them. I've maybe missed 20 in the last 14 months, and I'm going to keep doing it because it's fun, and it's super fun, and it's amazing, and you're all incredible, and I love it. So thanks for being a part of this with me. Thanks for being a part of this stream. Thanks for all the players. Thanks for the mods. Thanks for the other co-hosts who aren't here right now. So we've got Splinter Twin, because if we don't have a co-host, we need 2 of the Splinter Twins, and that will work for me. The Bobo Fraggles, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I look forward to seeing you more in the future. Where are you watching from, Bobo Fraggles? Which your name is fun to say, so thank you so much for joining. That's right, we're looking at getting another backup match right now. Jesse is out there. He just won a sneaking show, putting in an Emrakul, which of course was Emrakul to Chris, and ended up having him get rid of multiple of those permanents, including, of course, his own life total. Hi there,
So,
Jesse.
the last match is going as Miracles. They're in game 2. If they finish, they'll decide whether or not they'll move over.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
bet.
You're the best. Cool. There we go. We've got some information for you all. Yeah, I'm sure you heard him, but I'll reiterate it just in case you, for some reason, are unable to hear the sounds of a Jesse. Delaware, thank you so much for joining. It is my absolute pleasure to provide this stream. I love doing it. It's something that we've had the opportunity to do for the last 14 months. Started from nothing, and now we have a little bit more than nothing. And I'm more than thrilled about that. I love it. I'm excited about it, and I cannot wait to see what we do in the year 2017. No co-hosts lately? We've got some co-hosts lately, but of course they've all got lives and schedules and things like that, and it's the holiday season, which makes it difficult. But we'll be talking with them a little bit. We'll be trying to reiterate some of that stuff, re-hype it up. I believe that we're going to try and get some of the old regulars back in, any things like that. The only stream you're sub to... Thank you so much, Riceburner. That is so kind of you, Riceburner17. I gotta say, of all 17 of you, you're my favorite. Don't tell the others. There's that flailing you were talking about. Whoa! There's an entire emote just about TJ flailing. But yeah, co-hosts are fun, co-hosts are amazing, and they've all been absolutely incredible, but I also recognize that they all have real lives, and of course I do as well, but this is just something that I committed to, and it's very hard for me to expect other people to make that same commitment, because it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, and it's a lot of just obligation, in which time you aren't even playing, which is what you generally get into Magic to do. So, I get that. That's reasonable, it makes sense, but that's okay. I love doing it, and they're more than welcome to join when they can, and there is a wonderful, diverse cast of them who will be joining me a little bit more in the future, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun, it should be great, and it should be a wonderful time. Sue, hey, thank you so much to Bites and Flight and to Jtron. What's going on, TJ? Well, ADTR64 What's going on? Oh, it's Legacy Night. Yeah, we're having a fun time here. We've got 4 rounds of it, and of course we're in round 2. Now, what does that mean? That means that right now we don't have a match on because we watched Jesse do his thing with the sneaking show. Wasn't too sneaky because Emrakul may walk softly, but he certainly carried a big stick and took a whack at Chris's life total in that game 3. Took it down, smacked it around, and called it a day. So he'll be moving into round 3 with a nice win in his pocket. Chris will be moving forward, of course, seeking revenge, seeking redemption, and looking for a victory. Plus, that means that we have got another match happening. It's Miracles, and it's happening right now. It's going in this game 2. Now, that means, of course, that there might be a game 3. This is a game that sometimes consists of 3 of them, sometimes 2 of them. It a little bit depends on how things work out. If there is a game 3, then we might have them move over, depending on the time considerations. If we do, then we'll stream it. We'll talk about it. Otherwise, we've got 2 more rounds after this one, and that'll be round 3 and round 4. Should be wonderful and exciting. You sure the consistency will pay off? Hey, thank you so much, Bites and Flight. I certainly love it. 116 will never know. One of the few streams. Thanks, Rice Burner. 1 through 16 will never know. Thanks, Rice Burner. I do really appreciate that. Just notice we have background particle effects. It was another recent inclusion by, of course, the amazing David Bradbury. It's incredible and awesome. I think that it looks sweet, and I cannot wait. It's straining our CPU just a little bit, but we are still working on getting a secondary computer to split the workload of the stream, which is actually partially paid by those funds from the subs. So I'm excited by that. Are we going to see some Legacy Burn? I certainly hope so. I'm a big fan of Legacy Burn, and I know that Stryfo is a big fan of Legacy Burn. He is a burn master. Don't burn my voice out again. Burn is what I do, Doro. And of course, I'm not streaming tomorrow, so what else am I going to do? I got to burn it out so that I don't have to even worry about having to stream tomorrow. I will do my best, plus I've got this delicious bottle of water. Is Blue Red Delver decent? It a little bit depends on what you mean by decent, but yes, it can be decent. We even had a player here who played Blue Red Delver for some time to a reasonable amount of success. Is it as good as other variations of Delver? Possibly not. It loses a little bit of its variability. You don't get Deathrite Shaman. That card's insane. For Rug, then you are missing out on Brofeus. The enthusiasm is a bit too much for you. I can tone it down a little bit. Check it. It is pretty sweet. It does a lot of cool things. Lose a little bit of versatility. You don't have Abrupt Decay. You do have Bolt. You have good cantrips. It becomes a very kind of streamlined kind of thing. Are you moving over for your game 3?
No. There's one match left. What do you think it is?
Miracles.
Against?
Enchantress.
No.
What?
Lands.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So you have Ian against the wall versus Coleman.
Which Ian?
Price.
Okay. And he's on Miracles.
Yeah, and then Coleman's playing Ruglands
Is he?
with only 2 Wastelands because I forgot the other 2 proxies. So he's playing Ghost Quarters.
Brilliant. Oh, man, that's hilarious against Miracles, too. And they're heading into their game 3?
Yeah, they got like 10 minutes left.
Perfect.
So
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Alright, so let's get ready to head on down there. And I'm sorry, I can't quite see all the chat yet. I'm just looking at changing some of this stuff over. And then I will get right back up to looking at that chat. Are people brewing with Leovold at the shop yet? Not that I've seen yet, but it might be happening. Grace is clearly number 1. I do like that. New to me in TGO, is there a quick way to get a quick judge on a deck, or like an app or site? Reddit is usually an option. You can do things like that, though they might be a little bit critical. Usually just finding friends or a local game store would be a good way to go about it. Blazing Gunner, it's good to see you. And let's head on down. Justin is, I believe, running Miracles, maybe on Strut. Let's head on down. All right. They are good to go. We gave them the old thumbs up-a-roo. And we have got Ian versus Coleman. Now, got to give a quick shout out for Ian. Ian is actually the technical mastermind who helped me put together the computer, which I just finished yesterday. He was incredibly helpful and amazing the entire time. Explained tons of things about computers to me. Helped me troubleshoot when things went wrong. Yeah, Ian is just incredible. Great person, great friend. and really, really did me a solid by helping me out with that computer. So it was a lot of fun. Coleman, of course, classic, one of the co-hosts here. 1.5 Falk, as they call him, because of how fast his hands move while he's playing. And overall, just a genuinely good guy. So, Mox Diamond. Coming on down, we're going to get rid of Fetchland and put in an Academy Ruins and go for a turn 1. Wow, shutting down the Sensei's Divining Top early. Let's see here. It's been a while. What's the new music that plays when we cut to the table? It is actually just a remix of the same music that we had. I don't know the name of it. Huh. So, we've got another Mox Diamond coming out. We also have a Life from the Loam, which is doing some pretty cool things, and a Ghost Quarters on the table. Looks like we are going to go for a cycle. Instead of drawing, we're going to dredge. We're going to get that Life from the Loam, untap. We've got 4 mana, dredge it back. We're going to get an Exploration, Dark Depths, and a Punishing Fire in that. That would be at least a little bit of inevitability against this deck. And looks like we are looking to get back the Cycling Land, which is going to be really, really potent with that Life from the Loam and the Thespian Stage. The Dark Depths coming down eventually. Woo! Blood Moon in hand for Ian. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Okay. Yep. It'll be curious to see if Cohen is able to shut down that Blood Moon. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. And we're going for the double fetch. Do you think he knows what's coming? Fun fact, everybody, that is my favorite mountain art. That is a fun fact. That is TJ's favorite mountain. So that's pretty good. I think Cohen is talking about how Force Spike needs to be in the deck because he's probably about to take a beating. Corrosion Grip still in the deck. Still actually able to cast a surprising number of spells because of these Mox Diamonds. It can be from whatever set. That's fine. I just like that particular art of Mountain. It's one of my absolute favorites. I also like Arabian Nights. It's from several sets. It's a John Avon one. And he's going to Ghost Quarter his own land to go grab a basic. Just getting another way to tap for green. Yeah, you can run whatever set you want. I just like the idea of that particular basic. I believe that those are Mirage. Is that 2 Jaces in Ian's hand? That's pretty good. I also really like the Kamigawa lands. The Kamigawa mountains are beautiful. I like the Cold Snap ones. The Cold Snap ones are really cool. So we have a Wasteland, which is actually a mountain, and an EE for 3, using red, green, and that. So now, suddenly able to actually take that down. He's probably going to pass it back and then blow it up at the end of Ian's turn. The main thing right now is that hopefully Ian doesn't have like a Corrosion Grip, which seems unlikely. And then you've still got the Thespian Stage out and a Dark Depths in hand, which means you get to untap and really get into a position of casting that. Ian doesn't appear to currently have that option available to him. He does, however, have a Jace, so he'd be able to -1 to take down the Marit Lage if needed. You enjoy your 20 snow-covered mountains? That's pretty sweet. I like those a lot. So, looks like the Jace is hanging out now. It is a very noticeable to Coleman, I'm sure, at this point, that he needs to be careful about that unsummon ability. Terminus now potentially on top as well. Could end up trying to set up a Terminus turn. Also has a Swords to Plowshares. All of those very viable options for disrupting what Coleman is trying to do to win this game. Still has a Punishing Fire in the graveyard. So if Coleman is able to find his way to the Grove of the Burn Willows, he might have another win condition there. Though the sword's actually ineffective against the Chalice on 1. Interesting. Dark Depths is currently in hand. You do have a Wasteland, but unable to really put it to much use against this deck. Life in the Loam getting fired off, and we're just going to keep trying to cycle through. Probably going to go for that Tranquil Thicket again, just to keep that cycling going. It's a great way to get it back. Might even try to use this Ghost Quarter to try and disrupt a little bit of Ian's mana base. Maybe try and run him out of particular things. Terminus doesn't help unless he has a way to deal with Chalice. Good point. Good point, Stackzilla. Same with the swords not being really effective right now. The big thing, right, and actually the Jace on summon doesn't work super well either, and he does have that in hand. Cole might just be letting Ian spend a little bit of time trying to set this up. Might go for the Dark Depths on the following turn if that's what he ends up trying to do. Could be trying to be a little bit cautious, but of course he is able to go at that instant speed. Doesn't need to play around Swords to Plowshares now. A couple of Divining Tops in hand. Yeah, Ian's in a little bit of a rough spot. Chalice doesn't stop Terminus Gibbous. What he's trying to note is that Ian has no way to draw at instant speed, so it wouldn't be the first card on Coleman's turn ever. Which means that if Coleman were to go at Ian's end step, untap with a 20/20 flyer, both Jace's Unsummon and Terminus would be unable to stop it, and the Swords to Plowshares would be countered by the Chalice. How's Ruglance different from RG? It has Intuition. It has Intuition. Huh. Looks like we are just going to fire off a Punishing Fire. We were able to get one creature out of this. No counter spells. So we're going to end up with one monk on the battlefield. By the look of it, appears to be. Otherwise, Coleman kind of gets to untap, play down a Dark Depths, pass the turn back, and see if Ian's got an answer. Oh, another interesting thing is that Coleman can actually... No, actually he can't. He has no other colored source. He could eventually put the... You could recur the Engineering Explosives and actually blow it up on 4 to take down the Jace. Yeah. Recurring the Engineering Explosives is pretty big. And it looks like we're actually just going to draw a card. Looks like we may have gotten the Intuition there. Huh. Ooh, Fred Shred. First of all, that's a sweet name. So it's like a Turbo Depths in red-green, or a little bit of a grindy one. Looks like we got also the Talaria West, which is able to do a little bit of tutoring. And we are going to go for the Crucible of Worlds. Looks like it's going to stick on the battlefield. We do have a Wasteland, so maybe next turn we just start Ghost Courting. In the meantime, actually, with those 2 Mox Diamonds, we have a Crucible out, and we have all of that going on. Coleman is now able to reset this combo pretty much at any time. Draws the Terminus, not enough. The Swords to be countered. Needs to Brainstorm just to try and find an answer. The big problem is that no one converted mana cost answer is enough. So I think Coleman is about to take game 3. Huh. To best, they may have gotten a small time extension just for moving over. On the bright side, likely even if they had just started turns, there's only one that needs to actually happen. The one monk not able to do a whole lot. Coleman is going to activate this at the end step. I think what Ian was doing attacking with the monk there is trying to... I mean, there's always the small chance, right? Trying to give Coleman an opportunity to mess up. Because if Coleman decides to activate that to block for some reason, then you could theoretically unsummon it then. But looks like he didn't fall for that trick. And we're going to set up a Life in Loam. We have the 20/20. I'm not sure quite what he's trying to do as far as setting up his turn. But maybe just trying to play around everything. But we're going to go for the attack for 20. That's going to do it. And the Chalice counters it. Well, you gotta try what you can. And tries to put the Tyrannus back on top of his library. That is a shame. So, Coleman takes it down with Rug Lands. Miracles just not able... The Chalice on 1 was big there. Taking down the Sensuous Divining Top from turn 1 was really powerful there. Whew. Man, tries to David Blaine. That's funny. That is funny. All right, so we're gonna get ready for round 3. I'll see you all up in the booth. Hello everybody, and thank you for joining to Brofreus out there. Hopefully my enthusiasm has been slightly tuned down in a way that it works for you, for everyone else. Hopefully we're in a fun little middle ground. I never quite know how hyped to be because it's basically how hyped I am. That's just what I do because I get excited about this game, because I love this game and it's a lot of fun to play and talk about. And most fun is to hang out with all of you 4 times a week here at Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. If you do want to support the store, be sure to check out GeekFortressGames.com, www.geekfortressgames.com. It's the shop's website, and of course we are a small local shop, but any way that you can support the shop, it just means the world to Dylan, who is the store owner. It means the world to me, as someone who is just a big fan of the store and wants it to do well and to succeed, and the store's success is our success, and so on and so forth. So, if you do want to help out, it does mean a lot. When is the Geek Fortress crew going to an event next? That would be GP Vancouver that we will be going to. TJ is straight lightning. Boom, lightning in a bottle. Maybe. Sometimes that's what I kind of feel like we got with this stream. With the co-hosts that we have, the players that we have, the people who are willing to assist with the stream, with the store owner, and with all of you, sometimes I feel like we just captured lightning in a bottle and we turned it into a stream. Am I going to GP Vegas? Yes. Yes, I am. At least that's currently the plan. That is at least currently the plan. Let's celebrate the new year.
Peter and I.
Wonderful.
Nice.
You have miracles?
Yes.
Cool. Where will you be?
I'll be back to the wall.
Ooh, fancy. I dig it. Ha ha! Alright. So, let's get Justin, who will be on Miracles, up against Peter, who is on Shardless Bug. We're going to get him back on and see what we can do. Alright. So what else? Hey, Saddle K, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining again. Can you imagine if Ian would have a release shift there instead? Whole different game. True fact. True fact. Still not as good of hair as Tommy Moonray. That is a straight up fact. Good try, Doro, but you gotta put that exclamation point, but I appreciate the effort. You know what? I do understand, but of course you can feel like you're going to GP Vegas by supporting the store at www.geekfortressgames.com. Let's head on down, everybody. I'll see you all there. Do I like all dressed chips? I have no idea what you just said to me, to be honest. Please clarify and be happy to answer that for you. I'll see you down there. Alright, and I apparently forgot to do some of that stuff. So let's go ahead and change that ever so slightly. Can we go ahead and just call this the Coleman stream? Huh. Probably not. I don't know. Geek Fortress seems to be a little bit better at encapsulating it. That's kind of like naming the SNL the Chevy Chase Show. Maybe at the time, but probably not. Okay. So, I wish there was a good bug deck in Modern. There are some things that are close, but that's true. I can agree. I can agree. Let's see here. Justin is so filled with joy. Oh, all the time. All the time. So, Atomic Tacos. It's a sweet top. The problem is that we only have the capability, like, it only pulls the newest possible art for whatever we do. So, Shardless Bug. So proclaimed as one of the decks that is favored against Miracles. Is that true? Is it not? I suppose we will have to find out for ourselves. And this is where we'll do it. Hopefully the answer is yes, I suppose. Peter probably doesn't have the sneak attack in his deck. That does seem like a likely case. Personally, I actually like this top. I agree that it's significantly less iconic in its art, just even like its feel, but that's okay. Blazing Gunner, I think that you're probably correct. So, Deathrat Shaman for Peter to start things off. Really good tool, powerful creature, going to help him get up and above anything that Justin is trying to stop. Also, just gives him the ability to grind out eventually on those instants or sorceries. Otherwise, we are currently... Got him! The attack for 1 to knock him down to 19. It's 19 all. Pulled 1 in. Ooh, that is awesome. I bet the foil is beautiful. I bet the foil is just gorgeous. And looks like we have got a counterbalance coming down. No top to supplement it, but that's still... What's Justin's hot tech? Well, I can't tell you yet. You might play against him. If it matters, it'll come in. Huh? Huh? Super secret, super sneaky, super sweet. It's awesome. What if you're playing in the tournament, Atomic Tacos? I don't want to reveal the hot tech. And it looks like we're going to attack for 1 again. Looking to knock Justin down to 17, and it's probably going to work. Yeah, they did a good job with the foiling. Abrupt Decay gonna take it down. And we're gonna untap again. Justin just passes it back, unable to stop that. Does have a Snapcaster, but not a whole lot to get in the way. However, I would happily trade a Snapcaster for a Deathrat Shaman if it starts attacking again. Why isn't Peter's Chop a foil? I know. He's really dropping his standards. Really dropping his standards. But yeah, the EMA foils were well done. And we're going to put in a Snapcaster, and we're going to snap trade with that Deathrat Shaman. A little bit greedy by Peter there, but that's the way that it goes. You do get an attack for 3. And I guess you drew out a Deathrat Shaman. It is a 1-for-1 at the end of the day that managed to deal 2 damage. Sure. 5 bits says that it's numerical. You are close. Well, I mean, that is in the sideboard, yes, but that's not even the hottest tech that he's got. That is not even the hottest tech that he's got. And the hot tech is awesome. Ooh, Ziftwitch, that does sound pretty good. Wasteland is sweet, though. The Jace is going to come down, and we're already on the Fate Seal game plan. Seems a little bit aggressive against a Creeping Tar Pit, but that's okay. I suppose that works out just fine. Justin, probably just looking to deflect some of that damage for now. Your first booster was your first EMA booster was a Jace, all downhill from there. No doubt. Jace is pretty... Oh no, he's Fate Sealing himself. Just scrying himself. Gotta scry him a river. Trying to keep it on board long enough because the Creeping Tar Pit would have killed it. So Justin just trying to get a little bit of value out of this Jace before it eventually dies. And trying to deflect some of that damage because otherwise the Creeping Tar Pit would have killed it on the first hit. Right now it's still able to get a little bit of that value. Well, if he didn't Fate Sale, that would have been an expensive Brainstorm. Gotta agree. 4 mana, gain 3 life, and Brainstorm. It's a bit spendy. It is a bit spendy, but Justin seems to be really lacking on other things to do in this match right now. So, what could we have? No 2-mana answers, I suppose, but it's still not going to stop something like a Shardless Agent coming down. Or a Brainstorm from Peter, who is just going to untap and go about his turn. Not a whole lot of legends in the Shardless deck. So I doubt that Karakas is going to be anything more than a Plains. Clearly a bad Brainstorm. Who even plays that? Worthless. Never put it anywhere. So we've got a fetch from Peter going down to 17. Apparently expecting to need all of that mana, or expecting to need the double black and still have that up. I don't know. I'm not quite sure It does also provide triple blue, maybe singular blue, while still being able to activate the Creeping Tar Pit, is what he was going for. Maybe we're looking at a Tarmogoyf. Nope, this is 3 mana. Is this the Shard Blade? Oh, Liliana's pretty good. And it looks like that does resolve, and we're going to plus it. Born Confused, it's good to see you, and it's actually me this time. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back to the stream. To be fair, most Brainstorms I played main phase, I feel, and I think they should be. So, we're discarding a counterbalance there. Looks like nothing to flash back. I think we're just putting in a value Snapcaster Mage, which is going to be acting as this glorified Ambush Viper. We're going to untap and just start attacking in. Trying to get a little bit of an attacker going. 1 card in hand. Is this the last round? This is not the last round. I believe we have one after this, Chase. Though, if you end up streaming, we will host over to you. Ban everything else? Fact. Fact. So we are going to go for a Brainstorm here. We're going to put down a Plains. Doesn't look like we have a fetch land at the moment. And a Sensei's Dividing Top allows him to kind of dig out of that Brainstorm lock, but otherwise the Liliana looking pretty good right now. Could attack in for 2 at it, but it doesn't seem great. Born Confused, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. Ambush Viper wishes it could be pitched to Force of Will. Nice. Does Peter use a Brainstorm here? Could go for one if he wanted to, but he would end up Brainstorm locking himself, and I'm not entirely sure that that's true. Peter really likes playing Liliana? Yeah, Liliana's pretty great. Painter Servant. I honestly don't know what noise that you're talking about. I apologize. Oh, it looks like actually we're going for a Force Will on the top. Gotcha, that's what we were doing. Attack for 2 at Liliana. That's probably a good Force Will. Toxic Monk, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you, both you and Born Confused. Let me know where you're watching from. It's great having you. Welcome, and you are rock stars. I do appreciate you joining us. It's a pleasure having you. Oh, the thunderclap. Sorry about that. Gotcha. Is it too loud right now? I can see if I can turn it down. Gotcha. Sorry about that. If it's a bit loud right now, let me know. You're in Ohio. Nice. I like Ohio. I've got some family there. Looks like we've got 4 angels coming down, and that seems somewhat problematic. But does Peter have an answer? That is funny. Sorry. But should be interesting. Does Peter have an answer? Without respecting the Force Spike? It's true. It's true. Is there an answer that Peter could have? We're going to brainstorm here. I suppose Toxic Deluge is a great option. Probably looking for one of those. That would be a really good way to go about this. Huh. Yeah, I think that's, I think that would be a good way to go about it. I like Toxic Deluge. Though, it may not... Actually, it's still in game 1, so the main board Toxic Deluge becomes an option. Maelstrom Pulse is also a great option. Good point. Yeah. Could go for that as well. Huh. I'll be curious to see what we end up with. Stressed my voice out ever so slightly. Just bringing it back. And it is the Toxic Deluge. In response, we're going to crack this fetch and try... Are we going to try and blind counterbalance get this? Oh, I love it. This is bold. Fun times in Cleveland today. That's right. It is fun times in Cleveland. You have had a crazy year in sports. Just a wonderful, you have had the most amazing year in sports. If I remember right, your basketball team won, I believe. Please correct me if that's wrong. I believe you made the playoffs with your baseball team. And your football team won a game. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty incredible. So, looks like that Toxic Deluge ended up doing exactly what it needed to do. Taking down the counterbalance, and now the Jace is pretty much the only option, but if it pluses, the Creeping Tar Pit is able to take it down. Looks like we're just going to zero it again, going for more Brainstorms. Only 4 cards in hand. Lands in a Terminus is not going to be enough. Is Cleveland the Browns? Yes, it is, Volrathi. Yes, it is. That's funny. So we're going for a fetch. Certainly don't want to keep finding those ones. We do take down the Jace, and now Justin is in top deck mode against Shardless Bug. Not really where you want to be. I suppose if we draw the other... Yep. Not the best where we want to be. We're just going to kick it back. Could be trying to go for like a Sword Splashers, but this might be enough. It's going to be a hit for 3. We're down to 9. We don't quite know what's in Justin's hand. But we're hurting. Gotta draw something. We've got a Swords to Plowshares, a Terminus, and a Force of Will. Can hardcast that one. We're going to Swords that. Could go for a Force and then hardcast the Force in response, so it's almost certain that this is going to go away. Looks like we're just going to try and Brainstorm in response. Draw some cards. We do still have a fetch up as well from Peter. Probably going to end up just gaining the 3 life. I think I would rather redraw some pressure. The big issue is that Justin does have a hard castable Force of Will in hand. Sorry about that. Still slightly recovering, but I do feel incredibly better. We are going to hardcast that one. We went for a Force of Will on the swords. A Force of Will takes down the Force of Will. The swords resolves, takes down the Creeping Tar Pit. After paying for the Force of Will, functionally gains 2 life up to 14 with Justin at 9. Gets to untap. Low on those cards in hand. I believe that we just have a Terminus in hand, which actually is still an answer. Peter looking to resolve a threat. Something like a Shardless Agent would be pretty good. And look at that. So you speak it, so it appears. I think we're... Ooh, that's really, really good. That's really good. Could Swords the Shardless Agent response, but that is quite good. Nope, just going to let it happen. You've got a 2-2 up against the top-taking Miracles deck, and that was the way to do it. It's going to be an attack for 2. We're already getting ready to go down to 7. Kicking it back. We got a Ponder in response. We get Brainstorm, Snapcaster, Ponder. Probably just going to take the Snapcaster to try and go for a block and a Brainstorm, maybe. Depending on... yeah. Can't Swords in response. You're right. You're absolutely right. My bad. My bad. You are all correct. I just saw it on the battlefield and was trying to think things to myself, and I was wrong. And you are all right. There we go. Now we got it. Now we're looking fly, just like Data. So we're down to 7. We're at 14. We've got a Shardless Agent up against a Snapcaster Mage. Could go for the removal spell. Might just try and trade with it instead and go for something. But the Brainstorm doesn't look great since you don't have a fetch right now. And you know the cards that are on top. What round is it? Round 3. Alternates. Geordie LaForge, you are right. I do mean Geordie LaForge. My bad. I messed up that. Sorry, Ziftwitch. Round 3. Sorry. Got a little bit distracted there. Abrupt Decay takes down the Snapcaster Mage. And a predict getting cast. Can he predict the top card of his library? Almost certainly. I know. I say things when I'm up here and I don't put a whole lot of thought into it sometimes. That's my bad. Hopefully the next generation gets it right. Clearly not a true Trekkie. You got me. I enjoy the show. Not a huge Trekkie. You may have realized at this point that I don't watch a whole lot of TV. And it certainly is a weakness in a lot of things. So, and a Terminus. Got it. Does Peter have the counterspell? Looks like that is going to resolve. Passes it back. Peter gets to see if he can put down a threat. I'm not sure if he actually has one. This is quite the game one. Yep, I failed it. I don't have Netflix either. Don't have Netflix. And we're going to suspend this Ancestral Vision. Hey, if you can survive the top deck wars for the next 4 turns, that's going to be pretty straight gas. Refilling your hand like that. So, Wasteland comes down. Not looking like the best card at this point in the match. I suppose he could take down 1. This is going to be a Force of Will at the end step. We do get the fetch land. Going to try and put that and a Terminus in hand. Draw and then fetch. TJ's life is a running sitcom. I'm not sure if that's true, but it might. I don't know. That's for other people to determine, not myself. Sitcoms are defined by their viewing audience, which is why a laugh track is included, not by the main characters themselves. So, I suppose that's for all of you to decide. So, what else have we got? How many does Peter have left? I believe he's got 2 left. I think we've only seen 2 of them. Justin just kicks it back. Maybe he's looking to... Oh, how good would a misdirect on that Ancestral be? I would love to see that happen. We're going to try and counter that one. The Brainstorm does take it down. Could end up putting a land on top to counter the Ancestral Vision too, actually, is another interesting thought. Also, it has just an actual counter spell in hand. That would also look pretty good. Put no thought into what you say this turn. Doro, I'm sorry. I've got a lot to say over the course of 4 hours. Sometimes I just say words if it's on the if it's off the cuff of my. If it's just off the cuff, I'll say things, and sometimes it ends up messed up. You described yourself in high school to one of your friends, and she's something like describing a TV character. I'm not sure if I would have described you as a TV character back in high school. You were pretty awesome back then. And we're going to counterspell that. Looks like we're hoping to have the land on top. And if we know that we have one on top, then that's actually going to counter that really well. Looks like this might be the case. Show the land. Oh, or we didn't just Brainstorm. And there is a land, putting that on top to counter it. That is pretty sweet. Maybe you go for that and then you keep the V-click and the Force Will in hand. I like it. Oh, my bad. My bad. Sorry. It was a sick unintentional burn. That's my bad, Strifo. We're going to hardcast that on the Baleful Strix, which would only have to deal the 2 damage. Justin fighting from that Dat Dorm. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. Does Miracles keep counterbalancing against Shardless? What with the Decays? I mean, it's still pretty good against a lot of what they do, so it's still a great card. I don't think that I take it out. I mean, if Decays are hitting that, then okay. Yeah. But Justin is looking like he may have actually closed this game out, which is pretty incredible, actually. Sitting there with the V-click, only needs 5 turns of attacking for 3. Whereas Peter, I think something like the Shardless would probably be the closest thing to just taking the win here. You're at 1. You have fetched. You no longer get fetches. Miracles at 1 life is much worse than Miracles at any other life total. That is just a fact. Miracles losing its ability to fetch is big. And really reduces the versatility of the deck and getting out of some of those brainstorm locks. Makes Ponder really the biggest option. So I will be curious to see what happens there. Looks like we've got a 7-8 Tarmogoyf. There's no 7! We're not prepared for that. Huh. Slim Shady. That's pretty funny. And looks like Peter's at least going to gain some time here. Sword's hitting it. So he's gonna go up to 15. 1 is the magic pixel. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Miracles at 1 is still better than Miracles at 0? Fact. Sure. Sure. You got me there. Looks like the CMC is still 0. That is actually going to counter it. This sticks on the battlefield. You've got a 2-2. Justin can't attack anymore. Or he's got an answer in hand if that's what he's willing to do. Attacks for 3. He's got something in hand to stop this. And with 2 lands in hand, Peter can't do a whole lot about it. Do you just attack? I think you just attack. Yep. Trade there. EE for Justin. Oh, okay. He didn't actually attack. I'm sorry. I thought I saw him attack. Apparently he decided not to. Offers the trade. It's 15-1 with a Force of Will and an EE in hand. Deathrite Shaman counters it with a Ponder. Justin is fighting. My goodness, what a this is quite the game 1. This game 1 is going to eat almost half the time of the entire match. Gets the Senses Dividing Top. Did Justin just lock this match down? Wow. Justin may actually be locking this down. We're going to top here. We have a turn menace, but honestly the Brainstorm and the fetch might be the best, but I don't know why you're drawing a fetch when you're at 1, but that's whatever. You still have a Council's Judgment to take down any of those. I think Miracles just took the win. Wow. That is pretty good. Liliana, we're going to take a look. If this 3 is actually a good one to hit, this might resolve, and that's going to be good. Not a whole lot of ways to pressure this in Justin's hand. He's got the red mana, so he can actually go for an EE against it, but that plus ability is going to be pretty solid. He could also go for the hard cast Force of Will. Huh. You get a power up when you're at 1 life? Apparently. I say that Miracles is pretty weak at 1 life, and apparently Justin is just going ham with it. I think he was counting the number of Force of Wills in the hand. If he wants to fire this off, it should put it safely into the graveyard. Huh. Keeping a 1 on top, rule 1 of Miracles is to never flip the top if you don't have to. Thanks, Chase. I appreciate that. Huh. You can flip the top and put the Judgment back on top. 1 life, not dead? Yeah, but 1 life is still rough. 1 life is still rough. And we are going to take it down. So, looks like we hit a land. Peter having some rough goes with just drawing lands lately. We saw it the same in round 1, and now we're seeing it just land after land. My goodness. There's got to be a limit somewhere, right? In how many he can draw? How close are they to decking? Not close enough. Not close enough. At least not to the point where I think that that's going to be the win condition. Yes. He has Creeping Tar Pit. He does have some creature lands. He did end up losing one of them to a Swords to Plowshares earlier. But just needs to shuffle. Basically, Ponder is his only way to do it right now. Peter fighting back. And with Justin not really having a win condition yet, he's still looking a little okay. Taking a look at the top, still fine. Actually, he might be surprisingly close to decking. Interesting. Huh. Is that okay? That's pretty funny, actually. That is good. A Vendilion Clique is pretty good here. Goes for it, I think, at the end step to try and play around something like a Maelstrom Pulse or a Liliana or something like that. And you don't quite need it. Fires it off. We're taking a look at what the odds are, and I think that it's 100% land. Seeing if he has anything that he wants to do in response, though. Man, with Peter's at 13. This is a 4-turn clock. And looks like we're going to hardcast the Force of Will. We're going to hardcast the Force of Will in response. And we're going to take a look at this hand. If he decides to target him, reveals the land. 4-turn clock available with a countertop, or at least I guess a divining top available. Looks like top at upkeep. Just going to try and draw that fetch, but Justin actually might be running out of time. If there's an answer to this Vendilion Clique, though, Justin has got a lot of counterspells in hand. So not many ways. Basically needs to draw answer, force the counter, draw answer, force the counter. But instead we're going to draw the top. Any way to answer this is going to be pretty big, but I don't think he's going to. We might win with... Never mind, decking might be way closer than I thought. Tarmogoyf coming down, we're probably going to cast a Force of Will on it, unless we have a Swords or something like that. Looks like that is going to resolve. Yeah, we've definitely got enough cards in library, though. The Swords is on top. We're going to drop the Engineered Explosives for 2. We also have a Swords in hand. Peter can only counter so many things. Going to try and hardcast the Force again. We're probably going to hardcast the Force in response. Wow. Justin is playing Entreat. We saw one earlier that got hit by a Toxic Deluge, actually. I'm going to go cast the Counterspell. I think the slight thing right here is that Justin loses the Counterspell, which is able to answer the V-Click, which is... So technically an answer to the V-Click is still a possibility. Has one draw left. He's at 4. Justin's going to put him down to 3, unless he uses that Swords to Plowshares. And actually, Justin can't really attack, so the Swords to Plowshares looks pretty bad here. Because the Swords... Yeah, you kill Click to win. You got a Brainstorming here, looks pretty dangerous. I think we're just going to draw. We do have a Terminus. Terminus looks pretty bad, too. Another top. Rydog, it's good to see ya. How close are we to this? Putting 2 back on top. Might go for the attack for 3 and then go for... Man, I don't know. Probably just setting up the top to where he can attack for 3 and then try and go for the instant speed top. A Jace looks pretty good there. Brainstorming becoming less of an option. Does Peter draw an Abrupt Decay? That is where we are at in this game. Draw the Abrupt Decay. Yes, Miracle. I don't think we have it. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Derek Gamble, have a good night. I don't think that Peter got the Abrupt Decay. And actually, there's a couple of interesting lines that could happen. Justin could theoretically have minus to get bounce back his own Vendilion Clique, done an instant speed Terminus, and then played down the Vendilion Clique at the end step. Huh. Wow. This has been a almost 31-minute game. Oh, is this the Abrupt Decay? No, it's a Tarmogoyf. The Tarmogoyf comes down. Interesting. Ooh, Volrathi, Happy New Year. Only 7 hours left. Let's see it. Ah, it's the Tarmogoyf. That's not enough. Unless we have something else in hand. Unless we have something else in hand. And that is enough. Wow. Oh my goodness. 1-1. The Vendilion Clique breaks it. Heading in to game 2. My goodness. I think I might need a snack after a match like that. That was stressful. Wow. That was impressive. Where's that Liliana from? I'm not sure what you mean by that. It's... Hey, Battleu! Battle you! Thank you so much for joining. It's awesome having you. You are a featured viewer of the day. Thank you so much for joining. It's great having you. You're a rock star. And of course, to anybody who's watching out there, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button and join us more in the future. And... of course, the sub button is always an option. We're currently 2 away from breaking 160. Wow. That is pretty incredible. We have gotten some amazing, I think we've gotten 7 subs today. I can't thank you all enough for that. That's really big. Maybe we could go for the 10 for the day kind of goal. I don't know. I just don't know. But thank you to everybody who is subbing. Thank you to everybody who's following. Thank you to everybody who's watching. It's incredible to have you all be a part of the stream, and I look forward to seeing you all more in the future. It's exciting. We're getting ready for the new year. It had a rare stamp, then that would be the Modern... No, I guess it wasn't in Modern Masters. Maybe he's got the Judge ones. Sad, okay. It didn't even actually go through, but look at that. I think you're attempting a cheer, and that... Don't forget to put hashtag charity. Right? Is that what it is? Hashtag charity puts part of it towards Doctors Without Borders. I think that's still going on. It may have already ended. It may have been just before Christmas. But try it anyway. Try it anyway. But thank you so much for at least the attempted cheer. That is super kind of you. You're main decking Selfless Spirit in your Death and Taxes build? How does it work on your phone? I have no idea. I'm sorry. I don't have the answer for you. I think it might be the RPTQ, Liliana. It might be. That ended on the 28th. My bad. My bad. Emrakul came in? Of course Emrakul came in. Did you see how late that game went? Of course Emrakul came in. Man. Medieval Twitch, it's good to see you. When did the layout change? The layout changed... a month and a half ago? Something like that? I think it was like a month and a half ago. It changed. Didn't it change when we got the sub button? No, it didn't. You're right. How long have we... I think we've had it for like a month and a half. I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know. It's been something. But yeah, we got the sweet new... but Medieval Twitch... It's good to have you back. Thank you so much for returning. It was after the sub button? Okay. Maybe it's been about a month or so? Either way, I've been enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. The new transition thing is super... Mardoc, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I certainly appreciate it. It has been a pleasure having you. Yeah. It's always kind of cool doing this stuff. It's always pretty cool doing... this stuff. Let's see here. Sorry, I got a quick message from someone. There we go. Thank you so much, Captain Harlock. I appreciate that. But thank you so much for the follow. That's awesome. I do appreciate it. Welcome for joining. You're a rock star. For joining, let us know where you're watching from. Emrakul is good because she makes them draw an extra card, so they deck first. Nailed it. Perfect. Literally any creature that isn't Sanctum Prelate on 6. That's pretty good. Selfless Spirit ends up looking silly against Terminus, though. I guess. Most things look silly against Terminus. Watching from Oklahoma. That's where the wind comes rushing down the plains, and never mind, I'm sorry, you probably get that all the time. That's my bad. That's on me. Plains, island top seems like a good start for Miracles. Peter not going to be answering that one quite. Yep, just going to draw. He's got the tropical island at the moment. Might just be going into something. Could just be saving an Abrupt Decay for maybe the counterbalance. A fetch from Peter. Going to go down to 19. Probably not playing around the Blood Moon. Justin may have brought it in. I didn't actually see. The Blood Moon is certainly a possibility. Oh, my bad. The wind comes sweeping down the plains. Not only did I say a tired old joke for you, but I messed it up. Nailed it. Someone can I get a boom? And a Null Rod. We drew the Blood Moon. Looks like we did in fact bring it in. And Null Rod coming in. That's pretty good. So, activated abilities of artifacts just can't be activated. It's also good against the engineered explosives that we saw from the deck earlier. It's also just really darn good against since it's Divining Top. Yeah, a lot of good with it. A lot of good with it. Alright. Every time you come here, you love the new border? Thanks, aggro. Thank you. Also, go bug? Oh, nice. Now, let's get some bug hype in the chat. Alright. Sorry, gotta send this for just a quick moment. Alright. Got it. Does Justin have any wear and tear? Yes. And I believe he did bring in wear and tear. I believe he did. It wasn't his sideboard. He probably brought it in. At least it would be my expectation. So the Null Rod out, the Vendilion Clique is out and about, flying, having a good time, looking like it's pretty sweet, doing some cool stuff. Peter considering right now, you bet Tundras taste like ice cream. That's a little bit of an odd statement, but you know what? I can probably agree with that nonetheless. Peter probably has one of library. Potentially. Looks like we don't want to deal with the Vendilion Clique. We're in fact going to go with a Forcible, getting rid of a Shardless Agent. So gotta be something in there that we really didn't want to lose. Possibly a Jace? Jace would be pretty good. We're also looking like we're fetching for that. We're also fetching around the Blood Moon. So Peter fetching pretty wisely to go around this, but Justin not having a red source just yet. Shardless Agent. So we had another one in hand. And a Him would be... Oh, Him is gas. Him is really good here. Wow. So we're going to take down two of them. Looks like we took down the V-Click and not quite sure what that was, but we left... Wow. That is pretty good. A Blood Moon, a top, which can't be activated, and a Terminus, and a fetch land. That is a really good... man, that was really, really excellent. That went well. Real well. So the Blood Moon comes down, sure. The fetch land happens. You've got more... I mean, you've both got the equal number of non-basics. So I guess that's about equal footing. Snapcaster Mage? I don't think it was a Snapcaster Mage. Why show it? The Blood Moon? I mean, it shuts off some things. It restricts what Peter can do. It keeps him from casting a Liliana. I'm playing Shardless Jund. Funnily enough, that's actually true. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I think partly was because it shuts off something like a Liliana. But now you're taking a little bit of damage from this. The Blood Moon looks great and all. Justin could be trying to... I mean, Zero Blue is also relevant. Shardless Agent's activated abilities can't be activated. I'll be sure to remind them. I'll be sure to remind them. Honestly, he might have the Decay and just not be too worried about it. Looks like we are going to lose it to the Terminus now. Got another Terminus in hand. We do have the Abrupt Decay, so we're going to fire this off at the end step. Untap, and then Wasteland to the red source. Nice. Keeping him off of both Wear, as well as another Blood Moon if he has everything going against the window. Sad LK, thank you so much for the donation. That is awesome and so kind of you. I really do appreciate that. That is phenomenal. $10 donation. I'm feeling the cheer. I'm feeling the hype. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Peter knows how to play Magic. Yeah, he does. He does. Looks like a Tarmogoyf is going to join us. Cascade is a triggered ability? Yes. Yes, it is. Null Rod only stops activated abilities. So it doesn't actually play a part. So another land for Justin. He's going to kick it back. This is looking really good for Peter in this game, too. Don't really know what those are, to be honest. But that's okay. Oh, that's a Garruk. I thought that was a Tarmogoyf. My bad. My bad. I thought that was a Tarmogoyf. It looks... When it's all shiny, that's my bad. That makes so much more sense suddenly. So much more sense. Explains why I paid 4 for it, too. Yeah. I got it. It's the 2/2 Wolves. And him to Turok, we're going to go to the next game. Garruk kills Planeswalkers? No, that's the other Garruk. This is Relentless. So, Peter takes game 2 pretty resoundingly. And I fail to recognize a Garruk Relentless, thinking that it's a Tarmogoyf, since he uses the newer Tarmogoyf art. That's the synopsis of this. So, that went pretty well for Peter. That went pretty well for Peter. It is. It is. However, I just thought that it was a Tarmogoyf. I saw it. It was foil. That's just where I was. Alright. Him is quite good. Him is quite good. The Wolfire is your favorite him art? Fair enough. Miracle's on the play for game 3. Yeah. Mr. Bojangles, 1986. So we do have a Wear and Tear and a Blood Moon in this hand. That looks pretty good. We've also got a Senses Divining Top. Things are moving pretty well on that side of the battlefield. And a Duress getting fired off. You do get to... Oh my goodness. Wear, Tear, Ponder, Jace, Elemental Blast, and a Blood Moon. Well, Red Elemental Blast, Wear, Tear, Blood Moon. I don't even know what you take at this point. Maybe you take the... Looks like we're just going to take the Ponder. Trying to disrupt his ability to set up those draws. Recognizing that there is not a whole lot of land in there, trying to disrupt the ability to shuffle. I like it. Interesting. Have a good night, Retoid. Have a good night. That went well. Keeping him off the shuffle. Getting another one. Do you take the Red Elemental Blast so that you at least have your counter spells active? Nope. Taking the Jace. Stopping any of the continuing ways to dig. Justin can't even cast the rest of those spells in hand. So you just take out the one that he'll be able to cast eventually. Peter might take this game, and that's a really good hand. Ooh, this is going to be rough for Justin if he doesn't end up drawing into anything viable. And it looks like we did get a fetch land there. So, taking out that one. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, we are going to go for the Blood Moon. Going to force that. Justin has to tap out for it. Get untap. We're down to 17. Now he's got a Wear and Tear and a Red Elemental Blast in hand. No mana. We've got another fetch from Peter. He's going to go down to 16. At 3, a Shardless would be bigger. Hymn to Turok would be enormous. Hymn to Turok would just be devastating right now. Oh, that's so good. You got rid of the Red Elemental Blast, the Wear and Tear. Justin is on top deck mode, having trouble with some of that land as well. Oh, that's so good. And nothing but land on top as well, and none of them fetches. Oh, man. Hey, Justin. You're at 19 after the fetch. Thank you. $18. My bad. He fetched twice. Okay. Yeah, he got it. He got it. So, an Ancestral going off and a Tarmogoyf on the battlefield. Way to apply pressure. I don't think... Oh, we do have a Planeswalker because of that, so I think it's... Yep, 5/6. Very nice. This is rough. We did hit another ability to fetch here. We're now at 18. We do get a little bit of ability to mix this up. Down to 17 off of that fetch. Take another look, and I don't think I see any other shuffle effects up there. The Predict is at least able to do a little bit. It's taking at the other top, I suppose. Just to try and set... Oh no, it's the Predict. Gonna name the top, I imagine. Take the Swords to Plowshares, and you get out of those 3. Swords that one. Gain some life. That artifact did put it up to a pretty decent amount. Up to a 6/7. But Peter now no longer has a threat. Deathrite Shaman. Stacks, I believe so. I think he went back and just retroactively did it. Looks like a draw. It might be. It might be. Miracles being hellbent is no big deal. I mean, it's a lot worse than having cards in hand. Your Brainstorms are significantly worse. Your top is significantly worse. I mean, things are worse. Obviously, it's not where you want to be. You have some of the best manipulation. It's better than other decks, but it doesn't make it good by any means. Okay. When time runs out, it's 5 turns. That is correct. Another Tarmogoyf comes on down. And this is going to be a pretty short clock between this and the Deathrite Shaman. The Deathrite Shaman will be able to drain him down to 14, and then it's going to be able to drain him down to 12. You combine that with 2 hits from the Tarmogoyf as a 6/7. That's actually a 2-turn clock. So, we are going to lose a little bit of life. Unless we're looking to hit a Terminus here, that might be pretty good. Going down to 15. What? How? And actually, we've got an Ancestral Vision coming off right now, or next turn, and we do have another Swords. Might crack the top to go for that one, or you could do for the Snapcaster to try and Swords it. Hey, thank you, Knick-Knack. I really appreciate that. We do this 4 times a week. It's a lot of fun. Always looking to improve, so I appreciate those kind words. Looks like we are just going to put it on top and draw, keeping that Snapcaster as a little bit of a secret for now. We're going to gain a bunch of life, up to 28, so Peter unlikely to die in the time that's remaining. We should be heading into turns shortly. My clock may have been slightly off. I started. It's not regulated by the same clock that they have out there. But we shall see. The third Tarmogoyf coming down. We do have the Snapcaster, so we can still go for it. The Last Fish 19. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's 5 turns. They have to wait for High Tide to finish. Legacy 4 times a week? No, it is just on Fridays that we have this. And it looks like we're going to go for the Red Elemental Blast. Oh, he's responding to the Snapcaster, it looks like. Gonna eat the Red Elemental Blast. It's gonna happen. And we're gonna draw 3 cards. Suddenly top deck mode. Suddenly 4 cards in hand. Turn 1. Looking for an answer. We don't have it. That Council's Judgment is somewhat of an answer, but Peter just drew 4 cards. I'd be surprised if he had nothing to do there. Going for the Chump Block. It's now turn 2. Peter does have... If Justin is able to stop it at all, this is going to be rough. Peter may not be able to actually win at this point. That might have been just enough to get a draw. Mr. Bojangles, thank you so much for the follow. I do really appreciate that. It's a swing for 3. I'd like to see the Deathrite Shaman also activate. Huh. Because you can go for that. Yeah, I like the idea of just activating the Deathrite right now. You might be able to get a win. Oh no, just going for the double Deathrite Shaman. It gets you the same amount of damage the following turn, but I don't think it's enough. That's 7. It's not enough. It's not enough. The Doctor 889. Oh, 5. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you. You are a rock star. Thanks for joining. NickNeck65, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. Let me know where you are both watching from. I'd love to know, and welcome to the Fortnights. It's a pleasure having you. We're going to go down to 27. And let's see what we can do. I don't think that there's a whole lot of hasty options to close this game out. This is turn 5. I don't think that he can do it. He's got... He can deal 8 damage, 7 damage. I think 8 right now. Something like that. And I just don't... Watching from Michigan. Very nice. Very nice. Well, welcome. So you're going to go for the double activation there. Can't do that. I mean, you might as well stick with all of them. Yep. Alright. Not enough. Not enough. That's going to be a draw, and we are going to get ready for round 4. I'll see you up there. Hello, and thank you for joining. My name's TJ. It's awesome having you all here. This is the Geek Fortress stream. We do this stream 4 times a week. We've got Standard every Monday at 6:30 Pacific time. We've got Modern every Wednesday at 7 and Saturday at 6. Always a blast, always a good time. And, of course, we've got Legacy just like tonight every single Friday at 7:30. Why didn't he top into the Blood Moon? Because it didn't matter. That's why. Gary the Lobster, thank you so much for joining. We've got one more round to go. Probably going to do that one, and then I might have to take off shortly after we watch the finals. So fast to go from the commentary booth to the presentation desk? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty fast. I was in cross-country and track. Chromatic Blast, thank you so much for the cheers. That's so nice. Thank you. I love cheers. They're fun and exciting, and you get to cheer. Cheer hype. Cheer hype. Oh, man, but... that is going to be a bunch of fun. Let's get ready for the finals. Hopefully it's a sweet one. Let's get ready for round 4 of 4. Do we know what they're going to be? No. Are we excited about it? Yes. I hope it's something sweet. Let's see if Jesse's in it again. He's been crushing it lately with his Sneak and Show deck. I only hope to see it again in the finals, representing and doing some cool things. But let's see what we have got. Is the finals up yet? Cool. Thanks. Alright, I think the round just got posted, so we're about to find out. Everybody toss your thoughts in before we know. What do you think the finals is going to be? What 2 decks do you think it will be? You never know. I mean, I'd be, like, you can just guess. It might be kind of fun. You get bragging rights if you're right. So now's the time. Toss them in there. Think about what you might have. My money? Burn versus Infect. I guess. I don't know. Burn versus Manaless, nice. Grixis Delver, not naming the other deck, going for the half right, half wrong. You get half credit if you're right, but any credit is enough credit. Goblins versus Gnomes, nice. Stoneblade, cool. Splinter Twin versus Pox, classic Night Owl. Just visiting for the holidays, I suppose. Talking to someone other than me. Nourishing Lich versus the Cure. Janseth, clearly you're familiar with our meta. Nourishing Lich. Nourishing Lich versus the Cure would be pretty funny. Doomsday versus Tinfin. Nice. Miracles versus Homebrew. Delver versus Blade. Miracles versus Delver. 8-rack. Oh, I like it. I like it. That's real magic. Doomsday versus Tinfin. Is there any goblins? Hey, you got some finals for me?
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, what do we want? Do we want
What's the finals?
cool Burn versus Show and Tell?
Give it to me.
My life just flashed.
Also, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, I would love to.
Could I get a generic brand satisfying snack?
Is this in the form of some sort of chocolate or some sort of liquid?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Very nice. Peanuts?
Yes, please.
Caramel?
Uh-huh.
Very nice. Oh,
Thank you.
that door opened for nothing.
Yep, so it's looks like Nathan Clow versus Jesse.
Yes, we have Burn versus Show and Tell.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That should be fun to watch.
What's up, Dylan? What's up? S.A. How do you spell the name? What's the name? 2004? What's up, 2004?
Oh, Saddle K. It's
Saddle
just-
K?
Yeah.
What's happening, Saddle K?
Yep, Saddle K is pretty awesome. Whoops.
I think that person's very awesome.
Let's do that.
Yeah, this will be interesting. It'll be the race of can Burn win before the Show and Tell.
I think it's got some game. It should be interesting. But I think
Mason.
part of it might be because of this card. No, it's not Mason who's on.
No. Mr. Nathan.
Yep.
Oh, what up, Jtron? Is that Jtron?
Yeah, that is
What up,
Jtron.
Jtron?
He's trying to get sent back up to Seattle to come and play with us again. Okay. Like Sadlich King. Alright. Is this one of those legendary Seahawks bandwagoners? No. No.
What's that person's name? I just want to take a mental,
It's Born Confused.
Alright, cool.
Alright, well, let's head on down for the finals. I'll see you there. Okay, so Fire Blast versus Sneak Attack. Hodor, it's good to see you. Welcome back. But yeah, personally, I don't know. I feel like Burn is just consistently fast enough. I'm not convinced. Jesse's got a lot of tools to go off a lot faster. He probably knows you're joking. Yeah. He probably knows you're joking. Either way, I'll pass it along. I'll pass it along that you didn't mean it. Oh, look at all the Hodor hype. So, just has to show and tell one. I mean, it's true. The big thing is that he does have a lot of potential. Like, Ancient Tomb and Lotus Pellet are both ways to go off much sooner. Oh yeah, he's a deadpan kind of person. He's a he is less hypey than me. He's less, what's the word, hyphy? Is that even a word? I don't honestly know what that word means. So I apologize if it's offensive. I don't think it is. That hand is gas. That hand is straight gas. That's a Price of Progress, a Monastery Swift Spear. Yeah, that hand is sweet. You know what? Obviously, Alabama is favored against the Huskies. Like, Alabama is just insanely good. I think that the Huskies have more of a chance than you would normally think a team has against Alabama. Like, I think the Huskies have a chance. They're probably not going to win, and I can accept that. But I think that they're probably looking a little bit better than I would have expected. So, we're going to see a swing for one here. Interesting playing down that basic island. Jesse might be revealing, this really good presence of mind to play around the fact that Price of Progress is in this deck. It'll depend on how Jesse fetches this turn. Passing it back, if Nathan has got a couple of ways, actually, that, I love this Eidolon right now. Do you think they'll beat the 15-point spread? Oh, they're going to win. They're going to win. Alabama is insanely good. And instead we're going to go for the Lava Spike Chain Lightning. Knock it down to 13, then swing for 3. This is going to be down to 10 already. I may have preferred the Eidolon there, but I'm not. I could be convinced otherwise. But I would have liked the Eidolon, and then next turn you're able to go like Price of Progress into Lava Spike. I think the sequencing on that one might have been a little bit more preferable. And it punishes Jesse for all the spells that he's using to try and protect this combo and get it assembled. So, that would be my personal edge, or my personal approach to this. But this way does present a lot more damage in the short term, and it might force Jesse to kind of make a mistake, start feeling that pressure. Jesse's going to fetch, go down to 9, and still hasn't really assembled the fast mana that's necessary. So, really, Nathan's got a little bit more time next turn. But yeah, Jesse's playing around the Price of Progress really, really well. Eidolon is slower, but I think that it leads up to sequence. Like, Nathan's turn is very awkward next turn. Romario Vidal, it's good to see you. It was even a topic of conversation earlier about how young I am, which was odd. But, hey kids. Another fetch land does mean 1 damage. I don't think that we currently have the show and tell, but we might. That might be the second to last card there. I believe we had I don't know. Sometimes all the foils make it hard to identify some of those cards. But we might be going for the fetch here. Sitting in a little bit of a rough spot. I'm 24, but 32 is also, like, yeah. Correct, Edgar Buddha. Correct. I think I would have preferred the Eidolon, and then you can start going for other kind of things. Okay. Mulika, please be respectful. You think you're 34? Okay, so that Price of Progress not looking incredible. And Show and Tell into Gristlebrand looks okay. Sure, you're at 8. But you're pretty good. I think Jesse just won. I think Jesse just won pretty significantly. Yeah. Yep. And unfortunately, I think that there's a good chance that Nathan may have won had he sequenced it a little bit differently. The Brainstorm, the Show and Tell, the Fetches, the Ponder, all that stuff would have ended up dealing some damage to Jesse. And I think that it would have paid off a little bit better. I think right now Nathan was hoping to get like a Sulfuric Vortex out right now. Okay. His deck is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely it is. Skullcrack. Yeah, he doesn't though. He's got a Price of Progress. He's going to go up to 15. And we're going to go down to 11. And we're going to be hurting. That is, that's pretty good. The Price of Progress is looking quite bad. Random question. Would Burn ever play Chaos Warp? I have seen a one of in the sideboard in the past. I have. I'm not a big fan of it since it's a little bit against the game plan. But if you are particularly worried about enchantments, it's the mono red way to deal with enchantments. I've seen it. I'm not thrilled with it, but I have seen it. And look at that Cunning Wish. Jesse gets to grab another. Jesse's just a big fan of using wishes. He uses Glittering Wish in Modern, Cunning Wish in Legacy. I'm starting to realize that part of it might just be that Jesse likes playing with his sideboard. I'm starting to come to that revelation. And a Kozilek's return is going to be pretty good. Going to take 2 here, going to go down to 11 next turn, but going to deal 2 damage to each of those creatures. Nathan technically has the ability to save the Monastery Swiftspear by casting this Price of Progress for no value, but that's probably not enough. That's pretty good. It does. I think usually you prefer something like Sulfuric Vortex, but you're not. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely. And we're gonna go down to 11 to cast that. Looks like I'm a little bit surprised that Nathan didn't just try and save the creature, but at this point I'm surprised that he just hasn't picked up his cards. Is I guess the other point that I'm at. Okay. So it looks like that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna head into a game to Sneak and Show, going for the turn 3 Show and Tell into a Griselbrand, and Nathan just a little bit too slow. Missed out on some of the burn spells that he needed, and that Price of Progress, starting to suspect that that might be coming out. Jesse has already revealed that he's going to be playing around it. I'd love to see something... Sorry about that, Aggro. Sorry about that. I fully... So here's the interesting part. You would suspect... Dio Von Karma? Indeed it is. We're in the last match for the night. We're doing the finals, and then we'll probably be calling it a night after that. I would love to see that Nathan sides out all of those. Is he running bridges out of the board? Let's find out. Interesting. FN Phenomenal. It's good to see you. FN Phenomenal. Should probably just call you Phenomenal. Whoops. How many players have we got tonight? 10 to 12? Oh, wait, no, 14. I think we had 14 players tonight. I think it's growing a little bit. Yes. Okay, next time you see the world will have revolved around the sun one more time, and the year will have increased on the calendar. Yes, that is true, Volrathy. I will not have a stream tomorrow. No stream tomorrow, but it is going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, we've got 14. I'm pretty excited about that. I'd love to see the Legacy community continue to grow. But thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for joining. It's incredible having you all here. You found out how to change the volume on your laptop. You can hear. That is awesome, Tragic Weather. It's good to see you back. You had... Mr. Bojangles, you had 17 tonight. That's awesome. 5 rounds of Legacy is sweet. 5 rounds of Legacy is sweet. To all 175 of you, thank you so much for joining. It's incredible to have you all here. My name's TJ. This is the Geek Fortress stream. We do this 4 times a week, 3 different formats. Part of the Rogues Gallery. So if you ever see that Rogues Gallery name, check them out. They're all, a wonderful group of people that I've had a lot of fun working with. You can join the store at geekfortressgames.com to order some product if you want to support the store. You can, of course, follow and join us in the future. You can, of course, hit that sub button. Ronda Rousey lost in 48 seconds. That's unfortunate. I actually am a big fan of Ronda Rousey. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I am a fan of Ronda Rousey. How about that? I am not a big fan. I think that doesn't do justice to people who are actually big fans. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, fighters have a limited number of fights in them. And if she hit her limit, then that's really unfortunate. When am I streaming from home? If you do want to follow Red Baron MTG, I just got the stream set up. It is... I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I got the computer set up yesterday, And for all you computer nerds, I even made it to where I put it on PC Parts Picker for all of you. I even put it on Black Diamond 11. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I'm getting ready right now to I'm even getting ready right now to add it into the chat, so that when you all ask, your new build is why you haven't been playing it? Huh. I'm getting a call from a restricted number. I bet it's a prank phone call. I bet it is. Do I answer it on stream? Do I answer it on stream? Yeah, it's restricted. Why not? Oh, dang it, I missed it, actually. My bad. Whoops. Whoopsie. Alright. What will I be streaming? So, Magic the Gathering and then whatever else I feel like. But probably... probably going to be doing a lot of modern, some constructed, things like that. Is going to be, I think, the majority of it. There we go. Look at that. You can see my list right in there. TJ adding that. Okay. So. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. So we've got the Lotus Bloom out. Legacy is on the game plan, but I've never played MTGO before, which means that I have to basically rebuild my collection. Which is going to be a little bit tricky. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I've never played it before, so I'll be borrowing some stuff and all that. You want the 66k? Nice. Very nice. Alright, so another Rift Bolt being suspended. But overall, Nathan's sitting in a really rough spot for this matchup. This might end up going a little bit fast. Might be a somewhat quick final round, all, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, Jesse treats himself. Jesse knows the full mentality of treat yourself when it comes to that. David, it's good to see ya. Thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure having you. Man, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like a meme at this point, but people love misspelling. Either like people's autocorrect is wrong, or people just forget my name. Okay. It's at least corrected. I'm happy. Good. Max ZTV, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you. You are a rock star, and I look forward to seeing you more in the future. Let me know where you're joining us from. Yeah, the difference between Legacy Burn and Modern Burn are it's functionally the same deck. So Jesse's at 13, has a lot going on, didn't go off the last turn, has a fetch land available, theoretically isn't, maybe we're going for the sneak attack, maybe we don't have it yet. We're going for the chain lightning at the moment, taking it down. What's up, JT? Nice. I should have seen that coming. And we've got a lightning bolt as well. Do we have the fire blast? Oh, the fire blast would be so sweet. No worries, David. It actually doesn't bother me. I should clarify. As a fun fact, in general, if I sound upset, I'm probably not. Occasionally I will be, but it doesn't happen often. Not a whole lot upsets me. I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to most of that stuff. You are from North Carolina. Like a year ago, you got into MTG. You played your first draft today. Nice! Congratulations! That's awesome! Congratulations. What did you draft? That is super cool. Yeah, it actually doesn't bother me. I'm not one to get bothered right now. Or, I guess, ever. Lots of that prowess we're going to swing. Putting down to 5. We do have one fetch up. If Jesse has to fetch at all, a Fire Blast might close the game. It's possible. Dylan never brought me that snack. Oh well. Ah, man. Thorfinn, I genuinely appreciate that. I really appreciate that you can't picture me upset. I think I take that as a compliment. I take great pride in my ability to avoid getting upset and avoid getting tilted and all that. I take a lot of well, I guess I take a reasonable amount of pride in that. So a ponder here from Jesse. We've got a brainstorm. We've got a land. We've got a lotus petal. Wait, do I have a mouse and keyboard? I do! I do. I ordered those as well. They're corded and fairly basic, but exactly what I want. Jtron, thank you so much. I know we've actually got a pretty good balance as far as proxies and the the real deal decks. We still do allow them. I mean, we certainly are still fine with it, but certainly the stream has got a lot of things going for it. I'm really excited for it. But thanks, Jtron. This whole stream, I said it earlier. We started off as this really small stream that had no idea what it was doing and was constantly trying to figure out how to do what they were trying to do. And now we're a medium-sized stream that has no idea what it's doing and is constantly trying to do what it wants to do. And that's pretty exciting for us. We're really glad to have evolved there. I said that earlier, but I felt like repeating it because I quite enjoyed saying it. Does that one guy that used to play Goblin still play? Yes. He doesn't come as often, but he is still playing it, actually. He's just not able to come as often as he was at the time. During the summers, he's able to come a lot more. Goblin Guide coming down. That's not a bad play here. If there's a Fire Blast, this is becoming dangerous territory for Jesse. Flail just for doing. Just for doing. Brian Brown doing. And look at that. Schultz cubed. Thank you. I do really appreciate that. We might be at 2. And we pass back. With a Spell Pierce in hand. This is dangerous. Ooh, get the show and tell in the Emrakul. Oh, but that's not enough. Interesting. That's an Eidolon, and I can't quite tell what that last card in hand is. Is that a Sulfuric Vortex? I think it is. It looks like a Sulfuric Vortex. That is a Sulfuric Vortex. Interesting. So an Emrakul could come down. Nathan just needs to draw the third land and drop that. Emrakul is not enough. Interesting. Could I get some pictures of the show match set up for you at some point? Message me on Twitch, and I'd love to. Am I going to build my green-red burn deck when I start figuring MTGO? Do you mean green-white or the red-white? I'm going to build Boros Burn on MTGO. Oh, that is a shame, Volrathi. If you ever get the chance, be sure to join. Never mind. He put it in off of the show and tell. If Jesse doesn't get a way to gain life or answer that, Nathan just wins by passing the turn back. Because he can't take the extra turn with Emrakul. He can't take the extra turn with Emrakul because he just dies at the upkeep. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's awesome. That is brilliant. Oh, the Frontier deck. Yes, I will be building building Frontier. Sneak attack is the only way to do it, but you don't have enough mana. Jesse, I'm sorry, but that's brilliant. That's just hilarious. Oh wait, what am I talking about? Mana? You can just cast Show and Tell because you have Omniscience. You're all gonna correct me. You're all gonna correct me. I caught up with it. Oh, Jesse, that's brilliant. Oh, Jesse, I'm sorry. Your deck is beautiful. I love watching you play, and it's awesome watching you win. But watching you show and tell and get hit by a sulfuric vortex is brilliant. Is this the finals? Yes, it is. Yo, it's Tony T. I guess I could just call you Tony T. But yes, this is the finals. Whoa. My goodness. Gracious. Golly gee. Willikers. So why does not casting Sneak Attack and popping Lotus to Sneak Attack? Yeah. Would have needed red mana. There was a Lotus Petal, but regardless. Hey, Kleptomaniacist, it's good to see you. You've been in this chat this whole time, but I just remembered that you are down in Dallas, and you are, if I remember right, you're Todd's tech guy. So thanks for what you do, making a stream look awesome, and thanks for joining. Sorry about that. Yeah. Alright, so on to a game 3. Jesse on the play, however. What did Jesse show and tell him to play on? Kleptomaniacist! Thank you so much. That's the 2-month sub. That's awesome. Let's get some hype going. You are a rock star. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. I appreciate that. Gotta get that Tommy Moonray going. Thank you so much for the support. That is so wonderful of you. I do genuinely appreciate that. That puts us up to... We're at 158 subscribers. 158. And I know that you're coming from Todd's stream, in which he's got way more than us. But my goodness. Can you see a high res of that Rockstar emote? I mean, we can put it into chat. That's what I've got for you. It's an emote. There's not many high res emotes. Can Burn consistently beat Sneak and Show and Allurin? I think it can decently well beat Sneak and Show. Allurin might be tricky. Depends. I guess it's a lot harder for Legacy Burn to transition into a control deck, though. That's not a wig. That's Tommy Moonray. Tommy Moonray is actually just, you know what, does someone... Let's go ahead and just type that in. Let's do that. Who is, Tommy Moonray? Volrathi, thank you so much. I do genuinely appreciate that. I try really hard. It's a lot of fun. I love doing this. And, yeah. It's just incredible to be a part of. So a Riftbolt out for Nathan. No turn 1 creature is actually going to be a pretty decent inhibition. He has the ability to go off pretty early. We do now have both the Lotus Petal as well as the Ancient Tomb. That is big, though the Ancient Tomb is a little bit painful. But Nathan being at 19, I mean... Jesse heading into his second turn, still being at 20 and still being generally fine is going to be a really tricky place to be in. Functionally at 17 is still a bad spot to be. Price of Progress looking a little bit better, but Jesse, you know, Nathan may have just sided them all out. I don't know. Huh. Burn can transition into Blue-Red Delver? No, it can't. I mean, you could make an argument for it, but it can't. No way. You can't run non-basics. Like, you run fetches and mountains, and you make your deck just way worse by running dual lands. And if you want to start, and if you're going to splash hard enough to have, like, 4 tropical islands and 4 delvers, some dazes, some force of wills, and like, oh, that sounds like you can't even have force of wills. You can't even have dazes. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It does. I don't like it. Or volcanics, yeah. Huh. I don't know. Alright. Maybe it does. I'm not a fan. And possibly I'm wrong. I recognize that that is purely an opinion. Looks like we've got an intuition from Jesse. We're going to counter that. Looks like we're going to counter that. We're going to go to 11. I mean, it can run Price of Progress all you want, but I don't know. I don't see much point. Like, you don't really get to run much counter magic because it's hard to, like, you only have 15 blue cards and, well, you have, what, 11 blue cards in the deck, so I don't want to run Force of Will. I don't want to run Daze. I don't know. I personally probably never try that. Being wasteland proof in a deck that doesn't want to draw many lands, yeah. I'm really big on no splash red deck wins in Legacy. Price of Progress is a fine card, but I don't think that you should just be running a transitional sideboard into Delver when it doesn't even fix some of the matchups that you need. I don't know. 3 to 4 days and 3/4. I'm unthrilled. I'm interested. It sounds curious. But I'm unthrilled. And again, that's just an opinion. If that's a viable deck and some people like playing it, more power to you. Sweet decks are always sweet, and Legacy is a format in which you can do that and probably do well, especially if you know what you're doing with that exact 75 and when to transition into that. But my personal... Oh, are we talking about the main board has all that stuff? Are you saying that the main board is blue-red is like a burn with blue-red Delver? That's different. Oh, no. No. Blue-red Delver, like, strictly is just absolutely a deck. I thought you were saying mono-red burn that transitional sideboards into blue-red Delver, and that sounds awful. I mean, why would you ever go from burn to blue-red Delver? Burn is great. Is it Yesterday in America? Yes. It's 11 here. And it looks like we might be approaching the end of this one. It's really good that you spent all that time talking about it for sure. Of course. That's funny. My bad. Chain Lightning. Do we have the 3 burn spells? Tell me we do. Tell me we do. Oh, yes. Yes! Bolt! 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 Oh! What a way to finish! How do you do that? When do you ever get to do that? They've dropped down in Emrakul, and you just rock there, sucks! Whoa! What a way to close out the match. That is a way to end it. Did not see that going. That is straight out of the Sandy Dog playbook. The Brandon Burton, right? That is the Brandon Burton finish. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's head on up. I'll see you up there. I haven't had any chocolate. Welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. We're just approaching the end. It's been incredible having you all here. I gotta make sure that Chase is actually streaming, and we'll be hosting over to him in just a brief moment. But it has been an absolute pleasure streaming with all of you. Unfortunately, I am ever so slightly late for some plans that I made. But Chase is on, so we're going to keep doing that one. Haven't had any chocolate, but it's been a pleasure. We just watched Burn take it down. Always a big fan of that. Happy New Year, everybody. It's going to be incredible next year. I believe Burn was undefeated. If you like Burn in Modern, you like Burn in Legacy even more. I mean, Burn is Burn everywhere. I love Burn everywhere. Happy New Year. It's going to be an incredible year. I'll see you all in 2017 with starting with Standard. It'll be amazing and incredible, and I can't wait to see you there. But from all of us here at Geek Fortress, located in Snohomish, Washington, just finishing up some Legacy. It's been an incredible year. It has been an incredible experience, and I cannot wait to see what we can do in 2017. Thank you for being a part of this with me. Thank you for being a part of the best community on all of Twitch, and one of the greatest Magic communities that I've had the opportunity of working with. Thank you for just being all of you. So, from all of us here, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or 2017, have a great one. Have a great year. And be safe, celebrate safely, and be incredible. I'll see you next year, everybody. Good night.